Hello, Internet. It is time to experience more peak. Yesterday we finished Lone Vale. I think I basically finished most of the important side stories. I did not do the Aegir side stories at all yet, other than, I guess, the very first one with Kwani, which I don't think you really even can count. So, and from the lead guide I had, still kinda assumed at this point by the main story that you've read them. We'll get to them. We'll get to them. But otherwise, did auch the main story, did Lone Vale, did Zwillingstürme. So that is nice at least. But yeah, there's for sure probably some things I do not know the context of. But I kinda would love to basically finish the third story arc, or well, what is released of the third story arc, like in this next month. So like in 4 to 5 weeks. I at least want to do like chapter 15, logical, then the Master's Travels. That's one of the reasons why I even did all the fucking side stories for Letavano. And then chapter 16. I'm not sure how ambitious it is. Like, looking at the... If we actually look at the movements like this, that chapter really doesn't seem too big compared to, I guess, chapter 2? Whatever it was called, the second story arc. But I guess it might have also just been different stage structures since, yeah, the first, like, act ones do have roughly the same original output. So I will see. The moments fade in cosmic streams and stars in silent sigh. Boundless thread of ancient dreams unfolds across the originum. The end of past and present. Tales of silence, the last light waking, and the still hour has come off the seas, trembling in harness. I have no idea what the third story arc really is about, so... Okay, I do know a few spoilers actually, but I don't know what's actually the overall thing, to be honest. Universe. How should we interpret this word? With mathematics, physics, faith, imagination? Exhausted our minds attempting to define this still unfamiliar word in a variety of languages, and arrogantly claim to have mastered true knowledge. So why are most of us silent when destruction is so near? We cannot turn back from knowledge, since we have glimpsed the partial truths of countless fallacies. It's only natural that we cannot retreat into the darkness of ignorance, ignore the advent of the end. Proctor has kinda collected a lot of secret intel. I think perhaps I've touched on the key to resolving this ultimate question. Use the language you and I created, Lyra. Or is this, I guess it was Priestess speaking, wasn't it? Hey, that's Londinium, right, of the destroyed warship. It's time for this war to end, Dr. Lyra. The purple flames ignited by that Tvego have accelerated the course of the war. Once exemplars and the Ducal Alliance troops push on the Nessuslim's final stronghold, wouldn't have thought you would pick up, like, during the Londinium War. Our goal of concluding this war will finally be within reach. But, Dr. Calcite, how long will it take for us to cover the short stretch? Oh, this was Amir speaking. It would be neat to have that known beforehand. There's no way to tell, Amir. Londinium outskirts. Back of the Cloviana. Originum. Bloody Originum's really chopped this battleship in half. I have to remain here and continue the fight with the local garrison. Sorry, kid. I can go on with you. It might be for the best. Huh. That is... I don't think she's gonna live much longer. I think, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like the fights we've seen so far with Vox, basically, on their skin, it was always this black, not even like this golden. This, I don't have high hopes. This whole time we see nothing but wounds and death. No garrisons at all. Also, please don't call me kid. The monasteries already celebrated my coming of age. So what, you like 14? You remind me of my daughter. See the light shining up high there? That's part of her quest, the Duke of Castus Cloviana. Like, I'm still working, which means the news I got from the podcast is true. My squad served the Duke, so I have to go back. But your wounds... the man will be happy to die on the battlefield, don't worry. I can walk, since you helped patch me up. But you... Are you sure you want to go back to the city? It's the most polluted place there is. The active original in there will be the death of you. The bishop told me that the kind person who saved me from the mines went to hell and back to deliver me all the way to the monastery. So I knew from an early age that salvation never comes without a cost. Don't worry about me. Clergy taught me many ways to keep myself safe. Play that. That's one way, right? As long as I can save one more person, anyone, before I reach my end. We think this is the first time I've seen a cleric as devout as you. The kind herd is the pride of Victoria. The bishop says faith is not all for pride or glory. The faithful believe with sincerity that good deeds will better this land. It sounds like a good faith so far. Better this land? Maybe. But anyway, thanks to the Cortes for everything. Could you help me out one last time, kid? If you make it back to the city, my family and my daughter's still there. Please tell her that Papa's always protected her. Man, I don't think like this, you're gonna make it. You know, sometimes you need to cope. Victorian soldier struggles to raise his injured arm, gives a non-standard salute to the Cortes, before calmly turning towards the distant wreckage and vanishing into the thicket of Originum. The Cortes looks to the faint light emanating from the ship's gun and cannot help but to sigh. Terry sounds in the distance, and the tiny Cortes continues towards the city on the horizon. Londinium. Well, it should be very easy to get in there, right? I hear the cannon fire too, Dr. Lyra. Madame Catherine's squatters already assaulting the Nachtseher's front. I guess this is Feist. But will the war end once we beat them? And the innocent who suffered, what will happen to them? There's no way to save every single life in a war, Mia. What I can do is help Londinius and this misery as soon as we can. And that means Nachtseher are our ultimate problem. It is hard to deduce who is speaking, not gonna lie. Name is Londinium Refuge. Mami, Devi, please don't tell anyone else this kid is hiding here. Oh. I met him at the city walls. He has nowhere to go. His parents are Londinius, he said. He met you two in the park a long while ago, yes? But why am I getting introduced to so many children? That's not gonna end well. I don't remember. You helped us and I promised to help you, but he's not you. Thank you. He'll just hide here and won't run off or make a sound. I guarantee he won't give anyone a fight. But he has the Sarkaz horns. I don't know what is up. I feel like it's also a very different artist compared to whoever I feel like is making the most sprites art style wise. Oh no, I don't know what I don't like those eyes. They stare into my soul. I'll be back soon. I promised someone I'd find his daughter. Impossible for me to protect you out there when there's so many hostiles. Sorry, I couldn't find anywhere better for you to settle down. I've helped quite a lot of people here though, so I trust these kids to keep you safe. Tiny Sarkar sucks sharply on the Cortus arm, but touches the pointy Iridium crystals instead. That must kinda hurt, or does it? Guess I never thought about that. He pulls back his hand on reflex. Sorry, when I was with my parent, Ma, we rarely came in contact with infected. I'll come back for you. How is she still alive? The Countess is not gone for long. When she arrives at the soldier's home, it's the fact that there is nothing left. But letters found in the wound tell her the soldier's daughter joined the force rebelling against the Sarkars in the city. The exemplars. I mean, in a sense, there is a good chance that she's still alive, right? I mean, it's a difficult journey for the Cortes as she returns to the refuge. When the Victorians joined forces to attack the Sarkars front at the Palace of Vestalek, Iridium continued to spread throughout the city. Also, those mad Sarkars mercenaries wandering recklessly around, as if they've lost any semblance of humanity. And sorry, I cannot read. Her head hurts from the city's terrible condition, but also from the horrific black crystals on her body. I might be nearing my end now, Father Bishop. Is she gonna be a Seaborn? Excuse me. Were you the troops who protected the people here from those mercenaries? Yes, we have both Exemplar and Ducal Alliance troops in our squad. And we got a distress call while we were gearing up to enter the palace. Trust me, this mess will be over soon. And you too, for taking care of the kids and refugees. Are you looking for someone? The Countess shakes her head. Right, he did mob up some of the devils hiding about. Probably here because the site's about to lose. See you. We have to hurry on the front. They took probably the circus boy. Didn't see that kid. Follow me. The child leads the Countess to bunker after bunker within the factory. The latter spots other refugee residents silently carrying away Sarkars' corpses. They walk up to a pile of containers. And the child struggles, but manages to push the messed up lid open. The cowering Sarkars child from before looks at them in fear. She's here! Oh, you know, maybe I already have, like, my faith in humanity, but, you know, good on the children of at least not selling out a kid. I promised you I'd help you, didn't I? That happened so suddenly earlier, but this was the only place I could hide him. But he can't stay here. On my way back, I met a group called Reunion. They can take him in. There should be. Oh, it's super easy to find them as children, right? How hard could this be? Oh, maybe it is super easy, actually. Don't worry. Well, they could good care of that one. But what about you? Your path is serious. You should come with us too. I still have some things to do. I mean, she doesn't have that much longer to live anyways, right? Alright, I won't force you. Remind me a lot of my comrades. Here's some suppressants and protective gear. Good luck. You too. Victorians advance in waves from afar towards the Nachtseher King's last and as life fades away. That is not her war. She feels fear and she has no way of comprehending how these people overcome their fear of death. What keeps them pushing onward? Fighting for the people they love or something. But she hopes to save people too, to continue numbly, one life after another. Even if it's all in vain. It's not in vain, this kid will remember you. She recalls the day she left the monastery, when she and the bishop bid each other farewell by the riverside church. What is faith, you ask? Fell to Iberia, my elf, and saw with my own eyes how the lives of those around me collapsed during the profound silence. But that tenacious nation has never once yielded. At first, I only admired the country's vitality. As I lived my life, I came to realize that vitality, that is faith. Who was there to teach me, or you the other Iberians, what path to take in life? Did anyone promise us we would surmount such a terrifying disaster? No. But faced with calamity, we always convince ourselves. Everything we go through is inevitably for something. Suffering will eventually end, and we will enjoy a wonderful future. That is faith. Faith does not reside in scripture, in our prayers and hymns, but in our lives. Faith is in our bodies and minds, in every heartbeat and every breath. It's the source of all strength, only because we believe. Father Bishop, if it is as you say, that all suffering eventually ends, then where's our wonderful future you're talking about? Well, something, if you would be from Latavano, you could go to paradise or something. Well, but sadly you're not a sancta. Father Bishop, I think I tried my best. The countess collapses from exhaustion among the wounds. The sounds of gunfire and cries from afar. Intense pain reminds her of a cruel truth. This body has met its end. She waves to those nearby whom she saved from death, staying alone in a wide open space far away from them. Let's go, she's gotta explode. Yippee! Body begins to disintegrate. I'm willing to believe. It's fine. You will not see the good future, but surely Rhodes Island can do it. The light caught in the countess's eyes begin to dim until she sinks into endless night. Huh. Then she seems to see someone hold her almost shattered hand. Light begins to flow back into her eyes. You don't just see her die painfully. Ah. What's wrong, Amir? I think I heard the sound of an infected disintegrating. Again. But I almost even see that final burst of light. Not too far from us. We've seen it too often lately. Well, sorry, everybody in Britain is now infected. It's time we end this. Let's go confront Favises. Let's go, Doctor. Doctor? I see it. A thought occurs. That's the place we've been prevent even time from escaping. Search of information rushes forward, trying to engulf him. But Favises does not budge. He just enjoys his walk. Finally, he has everything in his collection. Finally see with my own eyes what great feat you've managed, Favise. He looks up at the tower standing in the void as falling fragments turn back into irregular information, turn into the nothingness. Favise grabs the fragment that has drifted down to him, but it instantly turns to nothing in his palm. You opened this door for me, so I finished this last part of the journey in your stead, Favise. Once Visaka sees the originum that belongs to us, we shall for the first time hold the power to determine our own fate. He grips the blade in his hand and stares coldly at a large wombus approaching him. When he walks toward the crumbling tower, he knows well his opponent will be there. Destroy anything, just to create a ladder. Visa has left the path for him. Mere souls who never gave up resisting until they completely dissipated. But one last thing for the Sarkas within the original. We fought for a future where everyone has the right to survive. For the ones still alive. Onward, everyone. It does kind of look, in a sense, so peaceful, and they're not gonna lie. Just as always, my blade will cut our path forward. You will lead the way. And I will take my promises, Theresa. But then why did you not protect her? He walks up the flight of stairs towards the top of the nearly collapsed tower. Man, that was surprisingly short info. And death shall have no dominion. Well, I guess it's gonna be... Man, I cannot even look at the enemies. I guess this is just mostly just an ancient cutscene, if you can call that, of what Whis is gonna see inside. I did not think that this chapter would actually be like so much a straight up continuation of last main story chapter, not gonna lie. I imagine there would be like a bigger time jump again or something like that, you know, at least a few months. New redundant information. All that remains is nothingness. Looks at the Wumpus. It appears to be an eye staring at me. For the first time in his life, Pavises feels a shiver run down his spine. But isn't his own instinctive reaction. He feels that a force, a will he can see, is trying to make him submit. Be your god or my creator. Come out and face me. Man, at least he has balls. That silence, cold. There's no response from the void. Master, you shouldn't have come here. Huh. Ah. Ow. How is she here? Her Highness has already made a terrible, reckless mistake. I do not want to lose another person I care about. Master, leave this place. The time is not yet right. You should not use her to mock me, or self-proclaimed creator. Ascalon standing before him is no illusion. Smaller space has materialized his memories. My memories, you are the same as before, just a little less major. Aw, that's kinda rude to say. Since those who truly control this place dare not face me directly, then Theresa's indeed succeeded, must have already been subjected to numerous restrictions. Otherwise, those arrogant beings wouldn't have tried to get you to stop me. Theresa's raises his sword. You still do not wish to leave with me, Master? If you really want to take me away, then defeat me. Ascalon can wipe your ass. Shouldn't you also have that in your memories? As you wish. You're skilled, but you're merely using the skills I've taught you. Ascalon disappears into a purple haze. She used her original arts. Theresa's thinks back to the day he and Theresa led the remnants of the Sarkas army into that storm. The day he walked into the purple smoke alone and took the knife from that girl's hands, just as he does again. It has been some time, Ascalon. Der war auf the sword. Even cool new loading screen background, I guess. The will inside Originum. You hide in the void, gazing upon me, trying to crush me with the memories that I treasure. Hi, Musty, how are you doing? What do you fear, Creator? There's a few things. Like the whole death of kind of society, all of the living sentient beings, that kind of thing. I guess they also always has memories, right? That's the funky thing happening to them. But come on, Von Cleave. Let's go. So play with Verweeses then. Death of the consumer and death of the author. That just sounds like everybody is dead. Ascalon. I did not mean Ascalon! I've always wanted to stand before you again, Master. A shame. You are not her. Well, time to cleave to her too. So I do wonder what the hell is up with this eye, basically. I'm reminded that I hate Verweeses. But why? You won't last much longer, Master. Verweeses has left more behind for me than you think. Did you expect I would treat this unknown ground unprepared? He watches the Wombus approach from the void. He already understands. You're watching me, aren't you? Yeah, they were observing. Verweeses beat you once. I won't fall behind. We'll sever your control over Ammonan. You cannot harm me. I told you, you need to be more decisive, no matter whom the foe is. You took too long. Eh? I stand where they departed. And which Verweeses guided me. Okay, so you gotta place a nice monument to her at least, right? Was never the only one putting the hubris of the gods on trial. The voice of the Sarkas has been silent for too long. I hate how he thinks about us. Okay, that is fair. He should be nicer to his adopted daughter or something. Shards of the tower gather around Verweeses before they return to entropy. Gentle whispers. Here's the defiant cry of the Sarkas against fate. Did you think you would witness me cower God who plays this game? Did you think I would submit to sentiment? You don't know me, and you don't know the Sarkas. Look up my sword, Ascalon. And this is where Ascalon just transforms. I have actually... What happens if I would never press the button? I probably would just lose the stage, wouldn't I? I did not expect this. Time to erase everything. Oh, she's still sending. Okay, I mean, you did not have to spawn those men in. I get it. We're gonna kill Ascalon.
Mission accomplished.
Yippee! I'm so good at video games. Look at all the inputs I did. I mean, that Ascalon has mind as an example calls the master. That is true. But he does very much see himself basically as the reach and everything, right? The Wombush-shaped eye is collapsing. Verweeses raises his head and looks up at the golden sea above. Platform's descent is slowing, but will still eventually crash into the ocean. As he steps onto the platform, the sky and the ground up and down instantly reverse themselves. In this barren void, without any rules, what does destruction even mean? Just erasing everything, I guess. Just what should he do now? Visus isn't sure. He will vanish, Ascalon. I've severed the connection between you and a certain will. Master, I've seen a great many images flash by. They are images of me, but why do I feel like I'm having an out-of-body experience? Why do I feel like I'm so far away? That's just my memory of you, and I deleted it. I have no idea who you even are. Of me? And a false phantasm. But you're not a real Ascalon either. Okay, imagine how trippy it is that you actually think you're the real you, though, and somebody just comes up and tells you you're just a memory. They're mocking me, and you as well. I will put an end to this fast myself. Master, does this mean you're going to die? Nah, not yet. What difference would it make? I'm sorry, I wasn't able to save you. That was never your job. No, you did well. You did plenty well enough. Visus swings his sword with all his might, cleaving the memory construct, an already broken platform in two. Ascalon begins to shatter into pieces. The shards, along with the other debris, fall into the Golden Sea, transforming into more chaotic information. Go. Please take a few of my memories when you go. Catch up to Favisa and the myriad souls on that journey. He can no longer hear Favisa or the myriad souls, but still has a slight sense of familiarity within the information scattered around him. We Ascalon would not care, yeah. Yeah, especially would not say sorry for sure. However, also it's vanishing quickly. He's fighting against it as are the myriad souls. Tower has completely collapsed. Everything has returned to the sea of data. The sea is slowly calming down. Visus is also falling into the vast golden ocean. He's silent and minuscule. Well, one thing does remain. It's also one hell of a contrast now to see the darkness. This is by no means the end, but do we have enough time left? Favisa, our blades will not be enough to destroy the gods. However, we manage to destroy them with their own methods. But I can promise you this will work. I have no reason to doubt your judgment, Favisa. Tell me what I must do. Face the gods directly. Look them into the eye. Visus turns around and without any hesitation swims for deeper waters, disappearing fully into the black abyss of data. After a moment, the surface of the sea begins to sear and boil again. And the sea splits open, as if sliced by a sharp blade. Chaotic streams of information surge endlessly into the abyss. Connection unstable. Please reboot the router. It's you? She opens her eyes and sees a small, frail creature. And all the violent scenes come to a screeching halt. I feel like he very much saw Favisa the same way. Yeah, I think he overall did see himself as a superior for sure. Yeah. Ascalon does not need your help. Wait, this should be the chapter where I get the cuted order though. Favisa does not have much time left for us. Ascalon, how are your wounds healing up? Don't worry. With Antilcia's help, I'm recovering quite well. According to Ascalon's reports, Favisa's Philia has returned from the command center. Assassinum surely chose the Palace of Fastalic as the site for the final battle. With an eye towards protecting Favisa's. basically this is still Act 2. It's gonna just be everybody dies. Flash forward. However, currently Vervises and Vervisa are still concealing their true motives from the other members of the military commission. This includes Manfred, nominal leader of the military commission, but yeah, like I said it at the start, I did not think it would like straight up basically continue where chapter 14 ended. I would have thought there would just be a huge gap. Manfred stands alone in front of the empty throne, facing you down. Asgard is fully locked onto him, leaving him no room for any reckless moves. Which honestly is a very nice thing. Like, that would have been my biggest criticism at how the second act basically ended. I feel like so much stuff was just not really that well resolved. And I mean, the side stories did flesh it out more for sure. I just wish some of it would have been in the main story. The standing water from his earlier battle with Ascalon has soaked Manfred's cloak, leaving him slightly disheveled. Vervisa must have already captured Ammonon and handed it over to Vervises. But Vervises is not here. Manfred seems unaware of his whereabouts. Doctor, do you think he went there too? To the assimilated universe. Vervisa has been moving too aggressively. Vervises reasserts himself yet again. The damage could be irreparable. Terra as it stands now is woefully unprepared, regardless of the outcome. Well, it's time to teach everyone about the walk. I see. What are their chances of success? Judging by our own past experiences, we can say that Vervisa has a full understanding of the rules that govern the assimilated universe. Knowing the rules, we build the order, work with Vervises to seize the first vision. Believe with Vervises' abilities, this is far from a pipe dream. Dr. Calcite, do you mean we are helpless to do anything? Not at all. Your plan succeeds. What Vervises and Vervisa are seeking still falls within the bounds of our understanding. We may not face the worst case scenario. What the hell is the worst case scenario? But if they fail... Calcite looks at you, her eyes filled with worry. Dr. Liver, you must return to the Woods Island landship as quickly as possible. I guess I will not get my answers. You might still have one last chance to buy Terra a brief moment of respite. Right. Instead of worrying about things that have not yet happened, we should eliminate those variables that already exist. It was a very long sentence mid-battle to say Ant-Man fate. Exactly, monster. We'll protect the Doctor and restrict Manfred's movement as much as possible. Settle this quickly. Be wary of the T-Cuts Watson that he's carrying. Just as the T-Cuts Watson in Manfred's hand begins to glow red, the King of Sarkha's arts and Ascalon's blade descend upon him. This must end. Oof. Move. Ascalon instantly dissolves into purple mist, scattering amidst the flash of the blade before reforming again. The barrier woven by Amir protects you and Calcite, but it begins to falter against the blade's flash. Me. Me. It would have been... That is... Purple. Sorry, this was red and blue mist combined. You think the man is doing fine? The Blade Masters slowly emerges from the darkness, looks even more terrifying under the faint light. You've put yourself in this predicament. Your Highness, you... It looks like Nassasalam is fulfilling his end of the bargain. You've come here to see me. Very good. Now I eat you. He's doing... okay. You see a man standing calmly before the phone. Vervises. He looks nothing like the man you once knew. He's tightly gripping a vivid, gleaming crystal. You've succeeded. You seem surprised. You too have set foot in the void. You too have witnessed her departure. You know full well the heavy price the Sarkas paid for this. And yet, you never believed the Sarkas had any rightful claim to it. Isn't that right, Dame Kal'tsit? At least for now, you rejoice in your success. Yeah, you know, you could have ended the world right there. I thought you would rejoice my death, Dame. Eh? This original infection level. I don't know what he's encountered, but needless to say, the simulated universe chaotic information continues to rapidly corrupt his will. He will be all walk. We'll carry on this way until his entire body is fully recorded. Recorded in another format. Almost same thing. Originum. How much longer can he hold out? Frankly, I'm stunned that he's managed to survive this long. Stubbornness, baby. Your Highness, I shall escort you out. Maybe we can still find a way to... You know, Manfred, probably you should just run at this point. Londinium does not need me anymore. Please handle the remaining tasks. I must do one last thing for the Sarkas, but my mind is still clear. Woods Island. The equality you seek may be a noble goal for all of Terra, but we Sarkas will not be there to greet its survival. Shad's bitter irony. You and I brought about that outcome with our own hands, Lyra. Now you're walking the very path she once laid out for me. Anan is responding to Vervises' call. The entire underground phone boom begins to shift. The path by which you entered is now gone. The whole seat in the lower layer of Londinium is being filled at a pace visible to the naked eye. Stop him! Okay, punch. Searching Originum assimilates Samia's arts. Something he has never experienced before. It's not working! Why? Vox says no, but Vervises still shows the same, barely seen pained look on his face. Goddess, you are much like her. Yeah, so don't hurt your daughter. Originum assimilated Amia's attack. He now knows the secret moves. He's currently adapting to and studying Amanan, but the more he is exposed to it, the more the chaotic data seems to impact him. Oh no, he is gonna have like adaptive armor that just gets better against whatever type of attack you throw at him. The first Originum, having had its authority seized by force, and possibly compared to the state it was in when first created, you still have a chance. Stall, he can't hold out for long. I need to get closer to him and Amanan. Just trust me. You can always trust the doctor. Okay. Well, there goes my daughter. You'll never forget how you felt in that moment. You nearly lost Amia. However, you feel a torrent of jumbled information rushing through your mind. Time is slowing down, but you can feel the Originum you control. Maybe, just maybe, you still have a chance, so long as you can remember everything that happened. If you can do that, you'll be able to stop the Originum. Okay, time to speedrun, fix my amnesia. I will do my best to carve a path for you, Dr. Lyra. Monster, do not worry about me. Protect the doctor. The doctor is the only person out of everyone here who can stop Amanan. Me? Trust me. Me? The surging Originum activates the pool of dead water that has lain still on the surface for ages. Mist clinging to your mask makes it hard to see the road ahead. However, you feel a silken thread wrap around your waist, gently guiding you forward. Mia? Keep going! I told you before, this conflict ended long ago. Now it's time for round 2. Lyra, Whis and I fully understand that there's no place for us in the Sarkaz future. However, Ascalon, Manfred, your future does not lie here either. So what? Should we just leave? Should we just ignore what happened here? Urchin keeps up Manfred and Ascalon's bodies, pushing him toward the edge, to the end of the battlefield. Leave. Go to a safe place and wait there. Remember to take Amram back to the castle. Hold into the soul's furnace. Wait, Your Highness. Manfred's voice vanishes within the underground throne room. But Whis has already scuttled him off to a safe place. You don't get to make decisions for me anymore. Ascalon dissolves into a purple mist yet again, slipping through the cracks in the ridge room and remaining in the throne room. See, she is us better than him. She's everywhere all at once, just waiting for an opportunity. Wally. An arm is still flashing, but his movements are becoming increasingly difficult. Ridgeham is restricting his arms, his eyes, and even his thoughts. All returned to walk. But still, he forces himself to remember one goal. Very everything here. But why? He needs to hold on to his last shred of sanity, so he can leave Amram with Manfred, who is finally safe. He struggles to lift up his sword, as he once did when he served at the side of the King of Sarkaz. He raises his sword for the Sarkaz one final time. Lyra, we meet again at last. I remember, we had a nice talk. If you ever looked up at the sky, you know, what is there other than rain? Beyond that sky, far beyond the twin moons, there's a place that we would once return to, where we would sleep peacefully. But I'm the only one left here speaking with you. The cause of the Sarkaz eternal search for the remains of dead gods to fend off your enemies. Have you ever wondered? Why did those gods die? Hubris. In the sea filled with both truth and unknown, I saw fleeting vision of the gods before they died, root of the pain you bear. I understand you, they have already passed away. I'm the only one left, and I'm speaking to you. Before I retire to my eternal slumber, I will destroy you. Shall build a ladder for the Sarkaz. No longer will anyone toy with the fate of the Sarkaz. We shall reclaim our own destiny, Lyra. Well, maybe you've chosen wrong. Whis swings his sword. A beam of light stings your eyes, and you rack your brain trying to recall how to stop Amram. Mia's barrier breaks layer by layer amidst the gleam of the sword. You think you see monsters' huge flame blocking your view. Stop! Suddenly remember everything about the moment you almost lost Amir. Remember how you stopped it all. You did it, Dr. Lyra. You remembered. Beastus. You. Huh? You told us that we would only have one chance to strike. You really have slowed down a lot. Whis struggles lower his head and sees the blade that has pierced his heart. So has Ascalon, with a determined look on her face and tears in her eyes. Well, clearly his memory was wrong. I did say she could just kick his ass, and she did. The figure steps out of the smoke and pins Whis to the throne with all her strength. And his sword fall to the ground, lying in the shallow water reflecting the dim light. Master, this is the end. Whis raises his hand. Careful, do not let him touch it again. Whis clutches Ascalon's assassin blade and uses all his strength to slowly draw it from his chest. You know, he does have his determination. There's no blood, There's no warmth. All that remains is originum. Yeah, all that's left are a few shattered crystal shards. Well done. You finally found your conviction. Your heart. It stopped beating a while ago. Well, who does need blood circulation? I've repaid my debt. Take it. Venus straining shifts his gaze towards Alanam laying on the ground. Find Manfred and Casper. Go home. You... Ascalon feels herself being pushed away by the very weak hand. I will stay here. Cannot let the Sarkas know my fate. He has faint cheers from above, the cheers of the Victorians. Man, how must it feel like when you basically hear cheers around? I guess not directly for his death, but they are basically cheering on his death. Die Miss Locus' elegy for the Nachtseher. His war ended just before mine. However, I was able to gaze upon the true face of the gods. She says she misses you. I only regret I was unable to completely defeat you. Conceit? Assuming he speaks the truth, he may have bought Terror a moment's respite. Regardless, we must continue our preparations, Doctor. Then, Phaesus, he will remain here, ensure that no one disturbs him, and no one finds him. She holds up Amanam and Phaesus' sword. Dr. Calcite, Amanam belongs to Castle. It must return to Castle. Thanks, Phaesus, at least one thing you did well. Yippee! You know, even bad people can sometimes do good things. You must consider this matter carefully. The damage the Sarkas inflicted on Dinium is bound to steer a new wave of hatred. Without proper guidance, it could lead to an even darker nightmare. This war must end, but Castle must also take measures to protect itself. We can go to Castle together, watch how to use Ananan. This video is the best move, Calcite. There are many things we need to discuss, but not here. First, we must use Amanam to leave this place. Give it a try, Doctor. Finally, Doctor unlocked all their magic powers. Strange, it's not responding to me. Let me try. I can feel a faint connection. I think it's responding to me. The sealed passage reopens yet again. Is it assaulting my thoughts? Will she just use it because she's Sarkas? Or, Enough. We can't just keep using this thing haphazardly. We need to do more research on both its uses and its potential dangers. Ascalon looks at the figure on the throne. In the darkness she cannot make out his face. Her eyes are a bit blurry. I'll go with you. I respect his wishes. I don't need to witness his end. There's not going to be a stone statue of this man underground. He will be forgotten. Ascalon. Countess hugs Ascalon tightly. Ascalon suddenly realizes that the failed Countess she once found in the wilderness has grown up. Let's go home, together. Doctor? We all go ahead, I'll catch up. I stay here to protect you. Once they're staying here, that should be sufficient. Rhesus is no longer a threat. We wait for you outside. So, let's catch up for good old time's sake, huh? It's very quiet, or you can hear dripping water. Silently creep closer to the man on the throne. You do not fear death, Lyra. You don't think that way. Such a prideful stance. His voice is hoarse. You're forcing yourself to speak with me. Therefore, my respect, Lyra. You are more determined than I thought. But you are on a suicide mission. Never imagined you could seize Eminem. You are heroes in the eyes of the suckers, but the rest of the world. Oof. Why are you laughing? I'm laughing at you, Lyra. You know nothing. What did you find in the simulated universe? That is my secret. You have no right to ask. You know, you're dead anyways. This could help your people, maybe. I have no desire to belittle Wood Island's yearning to heal the wounds caused by Originum. And is this ironic? In the end, if you find that the real monster is you, then what will you do, Lyra? It's fine. I mean, you know, at some point, we'll just have to reconcile that we brought the cancer to this planet. What have you learned? Alas, I will not live to see that day. You and I never really did get along. It was so then as it is now. He cups at his clothing. Seems like he's trying to find something. There are deep cuts on his breastplate, wounds left by Ascalon. He finally finds what he's looking for. The stone plate he always carries. Calm down, monster of Calcite. Excuse me, monster as a name? It's monster? He's just trying to throw you the plate. It's Ascalon's. Leave. You are not worthy of witnessing my end. Directly below the Palace of Vestalic throne room, the lowest throne in Terra, Region of the Sarkis accepts his fate, alone. First Victorian throne, which has been eroded by time, and bears little resemblance to its original form, was moved here intact with this when this nomadic city was first built and became part of the foundation of the Palace of Vestalic. The king who built Londinium said, "This symbolizes that Victoria's royal authority is everlasting, from beginning to end." Well, I guess there was this period with Sarkis rule now. According to official Victorian records, Sarkis mercenaries led by an organization called Babel withdrew from Londinium in October 1098. Yeah, that's totally how it happened. However, the leader who ultimately directed all of this, Pavises, managed without a trace. Why did they even rewrite the history books like this? I guess it's because otherwise it looks weak on them and their dukes. His ears can no longer hear anything, but the sound of the ocean waves floods his brain, just as it did before. This is the voice of the assimilated universe. An endless stream of information crosses into his consciousness. It's fanciful and unclear, it is beyond his understanding. Now for eternity always recorded, just as a mock on the phone. Pavises has very little time left to think. His final shred of consciousness surrenders to the vast sea of data. His consciousness comes to rest beside a lonely monster. Darkly Tikas, wearing a black crown on his head, walks out from the silvery mountains. He looks up at the vast starry sky. Eternal starry sky, the wide, primal continent. My mere corner of existence. Countless lives look beyond the earth and stars. They all gaze up at the same universe. He's not lonely. He feels more calm and peaceful than he's ever felt in his life. At last, I see the past, as you once saw it. So as the future. Okay, can you tell me the lottery numbers for next week? He wants to say something more, to call that name one last time, but he can no longer speak. He's totally exhausted. And as he prepares to close his eyes, a faint white ray emerges from the darkness. We insist that you know the parting words she left for you. As Favisa left with the myriad souls, she heard your voice among the many who called out to her. Our time has finally come to an end. Goodbye, Phevisus. I feel like it also does kind of in a sense shows his hoop wizard, even like in his death he takes just the throne, right? He strains to open his eyes. His field of vision grows ever darker. But he recognized the figure in white some time ago, as soon as it first appeared. Goodbye, Theresa. He doesn't need to hold on any longer. He flashes a slight smile and allows his last wisp of consciousness to dissipate. Light dispels the darkness. Light brings forth the darkness. That is how it works. But the light pours into his eyes once more. Time seems to have gone backwards, back to the moment before the collapse. Welcome to your eternal prison in the rock, I guess. You are lost. Do we get Priestess lore now? Or at least ancient civilization lore? I mean, this has to be one of the spaceships, right? Who speaks to me? It has been a long time since this place has seen a new visitor. Or are you the last survivor of the ruined planet? I remember my consciousness was shattering. And then disintegration, death. But why? Because too much data. You needed more disk space. In any case, welcome. Come, seek me. Oh, it's the Pnui from the start. I remember a hand reached out to me before I died. This place. The Cortus, who should have perished and returned to Terran soil, looks around in confusion. She has never seen a place like this before. Light falls upon her, and she feels warm. She's alive? Alive is a stretch of the word, I feel like. Maybe. But yeah, she's alive. Where are we? The land beyond death. The home of the gods? But that was one hell of a stage, huh? How does even... I don't have any difficulty settings compared to like in Act 2, do I? Okay, I mean... Oh... Doctor, the new adverse combat difficulty is available for this stage. See, I was wondering. Thank you, video game. Appeared under adverse combat. You can directly enter adverse combat to begin the simulation. This way only sanity required for the adverse combat itself will be consumed. EP, that is nice. I think the only thing I realized when I went back to one stage, it was not even really to farm for resources, it was just because I wanted to do like a module quest is, like at least during the Actor 2 chapters, like if you do it already on basically the hard mode, it does not even save the auto basically, which is slightly annoying. Because I guess if I ever would want to farm, I would need to do it once manually, but I guess it is the pain I have to bear for not having to first do normal and then the challenge. Upon completing the simulation, corresponding standard combat stage progress will sync up. The first clear rewards for that standard states will also be obtained, so yeah, that is kinda basically how it worked. In addition, once the adverse combat simulation is completed, strategic simulation unlocks. Huh. By choosing to take on this increased difficulty, you can simulation points, Doctor. And those are for this. That is... I guess it's interesting. And unlocking speed mode. But so yeah, this is how you get the hell stages in the future then. I would say we do it on the hard mode for sure. I would love to see this. But we're gonna use an overpowered team, so yeah. Shall sleep in the light of a wondrous day, where hell and heaven shall leave thee to the universe of destiny. Enemies have increased movement speed. How bad could it be? Yeah. How bad could this be? But yeah, I mean, we have a Chen, we have a Wang, basically. I don't have the modules for them, but how important could that be? I feel like the Wang module is probably pretty neat to have. But we'll think about it in the future. It just kind of sucks because I think it wasn't the basically Shu event, the stage you need for this, so I mean, I guess I can always just do the stages myself and without skipping the story first, but it will take a while to get story progress-wise there. It's kind of with a lot of modules. For basically, the modules I'm missing at this point are all because I did not the story yet. You can borrow mine. Yippee! I mean, I don't think I need it, I hope. But we will see. Rats? Why am I hearing the wing from all directions? The voice is so soft that it does not even echo off the walls. Whenever the foggy light comes, lots of tiny holes appear in the walls, opening and closing, weaving. The light disappears, the walls turn white and silent, and cannot even trust the walls anymore as a mage. That light is very different from the holy city's light that the bishop talked about. That light is a simulated F spectrum. I guess you're paying respects. I can hear you. How can I see you? By opening your eyes. She presses her nails to the wall. It feels warm and soft, as if she's touching someone else's fingertips. She places her whole palm against the wall, pressing closely to the wall's fine patterns and textures. Whenever her hand moves, the patterns stretch along with it, as if they're quietly guiding her by the hand. You are responding to me? She runs forward for a bit, and the wall extends with her, leading her. There's so many doors and so many different paths here. Oh no, the afterlife is just a maze. Where do they all lead? The Carter stops walking. She sees the god standing in midair. A short distance in front of her, the chalet is massive. The surface of the god's body carries a murky sheen, like that of any metal. It nimbly arranges a vast array of glowing fragments into patterns. As the patterns change, the fragments shift color in turn. The girl notices that there's no halo on the god's head. Maybe the Sancta lied to you. The mid-air colossus completely ignores her, gliding past without hesitation. That is for sure some tech. But look, it's happy. Another similar being approaches and stops in front of her. Me? Seems to be asking her a question. I don't understand what you're saying. The god is quiet for a moment, then switches from its own language to another one and continues talking. Your use of language is primitive. The god extends its supple limbs to cover the Carter's head. The Carter's nervously shuts her eyes. But imagine if you could just learn language like that. There's no need to fear. I'm analyzing your brain frequency and will upload it to Ancestor. Is this a V thing? What is on scepter? Is this anything I should know? Probably not. At least I don't get a direct thing. Language. You. Sufficient to communicate. Why are you talking like a goddamn caveman? Not yet vectorized. Extrapolation. Deduction. Language. Temporary adjustment. Resonance necessary. I can't understand you. Can you understand me? Undoubtedly. Then are you God? No, I'm just here to make coffee. The Countess nervously asks the question that she's most desperate for an answer to. God. Question. Definition necessary. The bishop says that God is the embodiment of the law and the Lord of the holy city, who protects the sick and the dearly departed. But these things that he says were never recorded in the history books. Man, forsake God, only believe in priestess, but not necessary. Eh? We killed God. That's what you need to learn. Yeah, I'm God, then who rescued me? Why have I been brought here? Was this kingdom come? Are you here to guide me into the kingdom? Questions. Too many. Can you blame her? Resonance lacking. Communication inefficient. Veda's daughter. On. Partial answer. Show you. The being who calls herself Veda's daughter uses its limbs to tow a window in the air and track it to the nearest wall. The image in the portico quickly fades from view. A pale, eerie light wells up from nowhere, flooding the entire window. The image sharpens gradually and the Countess girl looks out the window. Welcome to space. I mean, come on, that is a nice view though, as long as you're not on that planet. A shattered sphere floats in a dark expanse of space. One of countless stars is frozen at the moment of death. All the past that have not had time to be told shatter into the dust and are cast into the frozen void. The dust particles find each other and circle around the former garden. They clump together into wings that float in the air. The Countess girl and Veda's daughter sail atop the dust wings into the dead silence. We see sail salvage. You shudder. Beer? The faraway things, the twinkling things, they look like eyes. It's really scary. Well, I guess I kinda see it. Well, you should probably be scared of the death of a planet. They're just stars, but they feel alien to me. There are too many of them. They're too close, too bright. You're not scared? Not a Wednesday. Here is unnecessary, for we are all just data. Here, too limiting, too inadequate to describe. Countess looks through the window and sees that tiny holes have appeared in the walls of the ship. A white light appears somewhere far in the distance. It starts growing until it covers up almost the entire window. The blinding light caresses the surface of the land of death, covering and hiding everything from any would-be watchful eyes. Countess girl looks directly at the light, as if fear is continually invading her heart, a fear she does not understand. It's the pale light of a dying star. A dead planet still orbits the star, and the great ship clinging to the star wing must endure its light and its wailing again and again without end. Sea, yes. Only grave, no, holy city. Only cycles, only laws, no gods. Universe, welcome. You, traveler. Name? Do we actually get her name? Hirda. Hirda? Okay, now I'm curious. Is this an actual... Okay, so this... First matches just got an Arknight's wiki. I guess could be close to Ivy? Ivy? Oh, I see. Interesting. I guess it's also just... I don't know when it started, but the nickname the clerics used to tease me with became my name. You have one new message. Administrator permissions confirmed. Unlocking restricted access project. PRTS repaired audio log 0422. Hi, this is the doctor. I did the funniest shit ever. I've put cancer into this bunny. Access restrictions unlocked. Date unrecoverable. Daylog under development area. Subject Calcite. Hey Aiki, how you doing? We are talking. Honestly, really like the intro of this chapter so far, at least. The dust has settled in Londinium, but hopes for peace in Victoria seem dim. How much time do we have? No, you're listening, PRTS. Where's my promise, 7 Suis? I did already like 300 pulls and all I got is like 2 wanks in the chan. Like, it looked grim. This is not a banner that is smiling kindly on me. How much time do we have? I know you're listening, PRTS. I need you to do everything you can to restore monitoring the Quedel process. In the middle decks under development area. Passport. Okay, Aiki, this might surprise you, but I'm actually not rich. I do not have my own private island. And prepare to grant closure access to my permissions. Authorization Abyss. Thank you. There's a lot left to do. How much will I manage myself? Sorry, I gave like Ark all my luck, okay? Like, he needed it. Dayback finished. Erasing access log. 3, 2, 1. Log has been erased. Administrator, do you want to unlock the next classified log? Let's go, let's delete everything. Operation confirmed. Unlocking next log. Woods Island Landship. Summer 1101. Okay. Now we have our time jump. 3 years after the Londinium incident. You should probably not wipe your tears of Orundum. That is how you get infected. BB? Okay, BB 1-star operator, man. Look at my Roomba. I mean, come on, look at this flower. Orundum is Porter's originate. So it's okay. Okay, if you say so. I already love BB. We're gonna end horribly. Good work. It seems like closure and mechanism upgrades were effective. Hey, the repair work in the sector is nearly complete. She feels a small body make contact with her back, hugging her neck and giggling. Lana knows the giggle well. Sometimes it makes her happy, sometimes it makes her anxious. I can display in 6 months. I guess I'm looking forward to it. I mean, just looking forward to the new IS for sure. In the tanking department. I see. But is he better than Shu? He takes the girl she loves so much up on her back. Hotlet, I smell cream stew. Lance, you're going to ruin the surprise. It smells so good. I couldn't help myself. Did you read The Quinning Valley? I did. Oh, I don't think I did. If it's... Is it like a... If it's sort of like a small side story of the side collections I might have read, I absolutely did not read. What is The Quinning Valley in Arknights? But you know, the name doesn't ring a bell. Oh, that is... Nah, I did not read that. I did not read that whole story collection. Okay, this is even a side story. So yeah, nah. I did read Babel, yeah. I did read Babel, I did read Londvale. I guess I did Zwillingstürme. But I still did not do most of the side stories. How do you feel? Honestly, this makes the Doctor a lot more interesting. And I guess we gotta see the memories coming back this chapter, I guess. But yeah, I mean, past Doctor asshole for sure. But we can fix this. All you need is to erase all the trauma and your failures, and then you become a good person, is what I learned. It smells so good. I couldn't help myself. Sure happy. I guess the Doctor agreed. Yes, I saw there was an opening for volunteer work in the Wim Billiton office. I signed up as soon as I could. The food I cook now can't cure Maya's oropathy, sure. But our Woods Islander friends can. I can fill their stomachs. If Savage and Faye hadn't vouched for me, the Doctor might have rejected my application on the spot. Have fun? I will. Thanks for stopping by, and I guess sleep well. But it's my responsibility as your guardian to accompany you, obviously. Savage and Faye are with me, no worries. But even when I'm not around, you still have to eat right, Lance. I've left a full week's worth of soups of the day in the kitchen, all your favorite flavors. My colleagues in logistics will keep an eye on you for me. You're the boss, Potlet. But will you really be able to stand leaving your friends? Yes, the Beeb is also a good friend of mine. But lots of the people I know have applied to serve as backup in this place or that, and I'm not about to fall behind. Everyone's looking forward to touring our new home after the mission is over. Lance, you promised me that the woods is gonna look even more beautiful once the renovations are done. Shh, of course I peeked at Glosa's blueprints before. Also, I was already brave enough to say goodbye to my family and set off on a long journey, just like my dad did. Lance, you just wait for my return. A giant cookie? Is this from Kirby? Lots of our raiders getting ready to head out to support posts got cookies. You gotta eat good when you're traveling. He was really firm with me on that. I just wonder if she's gonna end up eating most of the cookies before she gets to share them. Steamer, you get all your Ursa students now. Is that why you are so hype? I set up with Vulcan to bake a batch of cookies as quickly as possible. It's okay, could pass them out to all the operators going on field missions, but I did read Children of Ursus actually. One clap for Lyra. Actually, I did not watch the video yet, Marcy. I guess, yeah, I will save it once the basically the Ursa side story releases, and then I go like, man, that is a good video. When the time comes, I have Sonia go with Kay to dispute with them. No, don't say that. Why? Forget it. I'll just drag Leto along with me. Eh? I'm fine as long as you give me the honey twink you owe me once you get there. With a twink in my hand, I'm at your command, General Seema. What a headache. I'm just talking to the people shit. This is not Talia's work. But Rosa can't be everywhere at once. She has a lot of specific plans to go over with Amir too, you know? This trip's going to be a bit more trouble than usual. After all, you're going to... Ursus. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, at least the reunion plot is gonna be very Ursus specific now. So, I get it. And I guess we're gonna get our revolution in Ursus or something like that. Oh, did you give the task of planning with Amir to Rose because you were afraid you couldn't do it? I said I couldn't do it, it's just... Ursus, the place they all left together. So much time has passed since then. Seema believes they are ready to go back and face the place once more. Yummy. What's wrong with your hand? Just burned myself by cooking. Nothing, Seema. It's just a little sore, it's all. We had them baking too many cookies. The bakers in the canteen got run out. You and Kay, waiting right outside the door, had to get dragged in to help like a good girl. Don't worry about me, Seema. She wants to fill the bellies of the operators who took good care of her. Oh, leaving home. I feel the same way. We'll do our part as well. Anyways, Natalia also needs to spend some time. You need help? Count me in. Oh. Yuna. See, little Cap? Look what I can whip up in the kitchen. Instructor Durna? The doctor showed me your application. I took the liberty of applying to travel with you as your guardian. I mean, I wonder how much focus there will be on them. But I guess it's kinda neat that they, instead of like introducing new characters, is that they now going back to using old characters to maybe focus on more. Rufus, the doctor was too worried about sending you back. I'm worried enough myself. Seema? Welcome. Rosa, the doctor didn't want to approve your application at first. Medical assessed all of you and recommended that we be a bit more careful with your itinerary. But in the end, the doctor respected our wishes. Okay, I don't know where that accent was coming from, but that was not a Russian accent. No, fuck it, close enough. I'm a professional voice actor, baby. That's because of Seema. She burst into the doctor's office and would protect you, promising you a safe return to Rhodes Island. Just like before. I kept him alive in Chernobog. I got us through it. This time so different. More 7 TV modes. Excuse me? Do you just want to see yourself in chat that badly? Right. This encounter with Ursus will be very different from before. Natalia and I have it worked out. We operate under her family's Rostov's Industries. We have an easier time moving around. I'm not worried about your status. Did you read everything from Beta Record? Nerd? No, I did. Okay, you know what? Sorry, I guess. Okay, let me quickly add it. Let me sign in so you can actually see it. But no, I did not. I did not. You are ahead in that regard. I also did not really add the last one yet, so let's do this. There we go. This should be added. No, but how will you understand Seema's character now? I will do it, or maybe I will go, man, she sucks ass. And be like, man, yeah, what a horrible character. And you will be there seething, molding even. And be like, man, I wish Streamer was literate and could understand Peak. What's our test ways to deal with things like that? So a medical report. This doesn't mean say you aren't fully prepared yet. There are always other ways you can avoid silence. We're all nervous about going back. At least a bit, but we can't keep hiding from it. This isn't some journey home for self-healing. We looked over the risks and volunteered because we think we are a good fit for operations on Ursus. We decided to call Rhodes Island our home a long time ago. So I can guarantee I'll bring them back home, safe and sound. That's some huge promises. That's the kind of promise you cannot keep, so you should not make it. Not gonna lie. Sonia has always been braver than me. Amir, as far as the details of our collaboration with Vostok Industries, I'd appreciate it if Dr. Kalsid and the doctor could take a closer look. I believe this will only be beneficial to our operations. Consider it done, Vosa. However, I still recommend that you avoid conducting any operations in Chernobog for now. Ursus is still patrolling the area as closely as ever. Their identities are still an issue. We'll stay in contact with the ship. There are still many aspects of the Ursan operation that will be up to you to assess. Have a safe trip, Vosa. The ship will be sending additional logistics and medical staff to accompany you, not only to support the operation, but also explore the possibility of establishing a permanent office in Ursus. Yippee, it's time to spread our influence. By the way, someone else came to find me after your travel plans were announced. She hopes to join you on your journey. Oh? Oh no. Ami, put the pot down. You eat your fill first. No, first feed everybody else. I haven't got hungry in a very long time. Maybe I was just too busy today and forgot to eat this dinner. You and Seema here, so I'll be fine. Yeah, I'm used to starvation. Then get to eating. You hear me? Open wide, Gummy. I'm full, Leto. Come to think of it, do you have anything you need us to bring, Seema? Personal thingies? I brought some big crates with me. You can never go out into the wilderness without big crates. Well, let's bring the guitar Natalia gave me. Don't want her asking about it later. Anything else? Just leave it at home. Not like we're never coming back. Leto, didn't you say we weren't taking anything? That reminds me, I've got some junk to give to someone. Mind if you swing by Chevak on the way, Sonia? No, don't swing by to Chevak. I haven't read the Chevak storylines yet. She's capable of forgetting to eat now. She is healing. Yippee. It'll be fine. I'll submit my travel plan to the doctor. What are you saying me that during years of time passing, characters can have character development when they are in a better environment? Got over 30 seconds delay now. I love my 30 seconds delay. It might also be... No, it's quite a German internet too. Excuse me, might I join you on your trip to Ursus? Sorry, I know this request is sudden, but Sonia, let Soya come with us. This rescue mission will be a long one. We can take care of each other along the way. Already know, Natalia? I talked to Rosa about it. Don't sweat it, Soya. This is our first joint trip. Kirby, wait! This cookie is still a bit raw in the middle. That's how she likes her cookies. But to be fair, I mean, of all the things, raw cookie dough is not that bad. Huh? No, stop her! She'll give herself a tummy ache! Me. I'm gonna be late. Me. Kay made so many cookies. Those cookies should go to very, very good people. Lots of wonderful people are setting out on a journey. They took good care of Kay at home, so Kay wants to make sure they don't go hungry. That's the deal. Look at how happy she is, though. Man, they are really just bringing back all the old operators. Doctor, the copy rooms on each floor have been packed with people these past few days. This round of field deployments going out to so many different regions. It's the perfect opportunity for us to pick up local souvenirs. The wishlists everyone's been making are long enough to start a whole Terran Expo. In the past, Close has suggested that the procurement department make unified purchases for operators, but I rejected the idea. Everyone is here, Avengers Assemble. Okay, but where is like... Who would I actually want to see in the story? I guess a good question. I mean, I guess no, put a Viviana in here. We could always use more Germans. You know, put Holtz here. Honestly, also, I don't think you would ever see FedEx. FedEx is probably busy saving Laterano with his own two hands. But yeah. Let's keep the spirit of the tradition alive. Procurement will be sending out a notice soon regarding reimbursement. Do you need me to bring you back anything for my trip to Victoria? Bassett shakes her head. She looks at the cookies Forlonic is holding with a bit of suspicion. I think you don't want to put Germans into the main story. The Lifanian story arc will come. Mark my words. I mean, to be fair, I don't need them to be in the main story. I do need another side story in Lifanian though. I need my Vanguard. Kirby shoved these cookies at me just now. We just made a gigantic mess in the kitchen. Lamia's still trying to help clean it up. But they did have a story arc. Yeah, now you can have another one. But yeah, I do get there's like so many other countries that did not get as much as they did, so yeah. Who are Mia? Ronick, you're going to have your hands full on this trip to Victoria. In addition to recovering data from several offices in the Ducal territories, you have to monitor Nasorsi and Veet. Oh. Let's go, they are mentioned. You have to coordinate with all the different offices to provide her as much support as possible. Of course. And Londinium? Let Heidi know that we are temporarily delaying our return to the ship for debriefing. Ever since Londinium's parliament restored contact with the outside world, as we resumed collecting messages from the core nations. No, I mean, okay. Musty. That is like a bad take. I'm sorry to tell you. The intelligence network that Heidi has been cultivating is extremely important. This is also why I'm sending you to provide support. So overall, things aren't really that great, I see. I pay close attention to all of this. Polonic, you need to take it easier. What? You have a habit of overloading yourself. So your itinerary, you're stretching yourself too thin. I deleted a few of the tasks. Try not to dwell on the things you fear. And don't try to force yourself to take control of them either. Polonic, I never expected you to be like your mother. Or me. I don't support encouraging those who have experienced suffering to forget the hatred and violence they've endured. Want to build a better future, you mustn't surrender. Try to slow down your pace a bit, Polonic. Wanting to have more control over your life is good, but getting all anxious about it is thus tantamount to self-torture. It's a long road to Victoria, but I need you to remember the smile you had when you first walked in this room. It's my one and only requirement for you. I will remember that. I'll pick out a souvenir for you myself when I get to Victoria. Farewell, Dr. Calcite. But you don't need to hide. Let's go, Project Red. I was afraid you would be angry. You told me not to be sad about Syracuse, but I made you sad. I don't want to leave for its island this time. I'm afraid you will force me. I haven't prepared the transfer order for sweep yet, Red. Huh? Stay here and stand by. Ascalon's orders will arrive soon. After we receive their orders, can I stay by your side? I wonder what happened in Syracuse. Probably, they probably just ate some spaghetti and some pizza. That's what I assume. What else would they do in Syracuse? Well, at some point I will learn. But I really just want to at least be caught up with the main story. I guess worst case scenario, some of the other side stories I feel like a lot better off just playing on my own time. But I kind of really do want to do the Seaborn storyline once I've caught up with the main storyline at this point. And then I guess I will see whatever feels like right in the moment and cool thing to do. Yes, didn't you arrive some time ago? Yes, I arrived a while ago. It's savage. Aunt Gemma and Mom prepared these canned golden radishes for me to hand out to my colleagues. Canned radishes. Well, fair enough. Sorry, there might be a few too many of them. Could you maybe store them in the kitchen first? There's a veritable mountain of cans here. I'll leave them with you. All the stuff happened all of a sudden. It's been too long since I've been home. Mom's stockpile of canned goods is getting out of control. Just keeps dumping them on me over and over. Didn't you just tell me they were prepared specifically for our colleagues? Yes, right. Anyways, they're all mine. I'll decide how they're used. Doctor, I'll trouble you to help me distribute these to our colleagues when you see them. Mom is on a tight schedule, so I don't have time to do it myself. Alright, the 2 cans with names on them. I saved them for you and Amia. Don't give them out by mistake. They look more or less the same. Yeah, but they are extra pickled. Of course they're not the same. Alright, I also need to take 30 cans on my own trip. Your own supplies? No, as gifts. I mean, we have an old friend, Cherry. Cherry is gonna eat radishes for the next month. Ever since he married Kyra, his career has really taken off. I saw the last photo he sent. His family has been blessed with quite a litter of kids lately. We made plans with us to stop and visit them on the way. they mentioned this. I mean, he flies, huh? You haven't really changed much, eh? Amiya sure does seem like she's matured a lot. Ever since she returned from Castle. Please take care of yourself as well. Don't worry, Doctor. I look forward to seeing you again after the field missions are complete. Still, this field assignment covers a pretty wide area. I'm afraid it'll be quite a while before I can sleep soundly in my own bed again. Don't worry, Wilt's Island will wait for you to return. Right though. Keep the lights on for me, Doctor. Savage is my goat. Okay, Musty, maybe it's time to teach you the animals of terror, because that was not a goat. Hey, what are you still doing here? Let's go, they're meeting. I guess I mean, I know where Hibiscus Alta is from. But Lava's my goat. Okay, Lava has horns, which is a start. Goats do have horns, but I just thought of something. We still haven't been given our medicine / health maintenance manuals yet. We need this guidance so that we can remember our health regimens. Well, seeing them side by side, they look kinda similar. Weird. It's almost like they're related, huh? I don't know, man. It's just a hunch. I mean, this is going to be a long trip abroad. Will we all remember to eat our meals and take our medicines? The medic operators will take care of all that. Why, are you worried about it? Maybe that's unrelated. But we often do forget to take proper care of ourselves. You yourself, Lava, don't you forget to take your food rations with you sometimes? Maybe we'll find out at some point. Okay, they already mentioned that their sisters. Okay, Musty, I do not read every last part of this video game, but I know a little bit. I know a little bit. Whatever. Then, there's the other members of Avon. The squad is going to be taking on some dangerous tasks. Goose has to go on a long trip all by herself. Will it be okay? Enough already. Will you quit treating them like children? But they're still children in my heart. You've been at this for so long. You're all adults already. I know, I get it. It's just that leaving a place I spent so many years with everyone, day in and day out, and not knowing when I'll be back, that's a lot to take in. Just feel a bit empty inside. Don't worry, we'll be back. There's our land ship. Look at it in awe, as long as it's whole. Woods Island is dealing with some stuff right now. I trust the Dr. Calcite and Amiya can handle it all. All we have to do is complete our own tasks and be patient. Woods Island is our home, and we're not gonna lose our home. No matter what happens, we'll be back. Someday. Right. We'll be together again. The body temp hasn't come down. It seems like the old cocktail of drugs is no longer effective. However, your metabolic rate has not been impacted too much. After the concentration of the old drugs in your bloodstream goes down, I will administer some new medications. These new drugs will decrease your pain threshold, but don't worry, I'll up your pain meds. Alright. You have new empty beds? Left yesterday. They went for the morgue. Don't worry, we've just been transferred elsewhere for more targeted temporary treatment, aka the morgue. By the way, a few people left some notes for you in your bedside drawer. Your condition is rather unusual. It should keep you in a controlled treatment environment. Staying here with me under my observation is the best option. Okay, thank you. What are you looking at, Chloe? The little circles on the ceiling that keep spinning. Looking at them makes me feel safe. Man, I don't think she's doing too well. The crystals are still interfering with your vision. My next surgery will be an attempt to remove the crystals near your retinas. Let's go. We're just removing the eyeballs. Every time I stare at them, they look like they've crept just a bit closer. It's like they're talking to me. I think they're also in her head. Can you hear them? Sound. It's like that old bell I used to hear. Recently read cutscene character record and this is related to it. Huh. I mean, it is neat, you know, if they keep referencing actually the things that happen. I do like that in my video games. You know, that actually has an impact on the world. You mean the one you told me about before, from the bell tower in your hometown? There's more than just one bell tower. I was on a quest to repair all of them. Already repaired quite a few. They were all destroyed by cannon fire. I reached out to the operators we've got in Victoria. They looked into it for you. The town's been rebuilt. The locals even repaired that old bell. Yippee! That's great news. Now that the bell's tolling again, life can continue on. Quite a relief, isn't it? Fan double checks the instrument readings one last time, then injects the prepared medicine into the IV system. The buzzing of the instrument mixes together with the noise of the IV system and close occasional gasps of pain. Dr. Verferin, how many different types of medicine have you tried over the last 3 years? Let me worry about that. All your vital indicators have stabilized. That's what's really important here. Before I contacted Oropathy, often cared for infected soldiers in the bell tower. I know exactly what it means when the crystal starts patting across your skin. That means you're gonna save on skin lotion from now on. Blood tries to move the muscles in her face, while tiny spikes embedded in her skin twist her expression. The wound split open. Oh. Quiet beads of blood begin to seep out. We shouldn't do that. You see, they won't even let me smile. As a doctor, I cannot guarantee outcomes. I can only promise that every medic in Wood Island will provide you the best possible care. Thank you, Dr. Verferin. It's my hometown. This report, the first time I saw this patient's chart, I thought there was some kind of error in the data then too. But we checked the data several times and it was correct. By our logic, no patient with this high cellular rhythm assimilation rate should still show any signs of life. Well, you know, human body is sometimes incredible. It goes against everything we know about oropathy. And yet the rhythm is keeping the patient alive in a way no one could have predicted. Some of her internal organs have completely crystallized, but actually functioning more efficiently and stably than those of previous patients we've seen. I love my rock liver. I haven't figured out what's causing this condition yet, but based on the data, the more her infection progresses, the healthier she seems, and the more pain she's in. We've seen a case like this before. This must be some kind of new mutated form of oropathy. Can make some sort of medical breakthrough by administering her treatment. Maybe these people we rescued from Victoria really can bring a few miracles towards Island. Yeah, now we have more guinea pigs. Man, I forgot that there's actually a video game attached to my visual novel. Oh, this is not what you were loading. Thank you. In the name of a miracle.
도저히 타겟책이 없을
Cold
땐
Twink Machine.
가장 가혹한 임무를 내게 맡기면 돼.
That is also Capybara. Cold Twink Machine, it has its trajectory computing module disrupted by original. It uncontrollably launches frozen beverages cans at operators who aren't even thirsty at all. Oof. I mean, I guess we kind of see, but maybe it has a silver edge directly here. Then we can slash at its Capybara. Yeah, let's go.
모두 계산대로다. 결단을 내 매너들은
각오는 됐나?
Might as well add a
내가
myrtle to
진심으로
this.
하면 좀 거칠거든.
And we're gonna just beat up all the Roombas of Woods Island.
사과야, 오늘도 잘 부탁해.
Guess we could also try to stop them here, but
모든
honestly,
악을
having
여기서
just
멈추겠다.
a kill
결단은
box
얼음과 눈이
around
녹아
somewhere
사라지는
here seems neat. I guess you will be always kinda awkward.
경건하게 기도하십시오.
검을 뽑는 이유는 선의의
Gold back on.
밝혀야 할 땐 밝혀야 하느니.
결단을 내린 매너들은 정토를 더럽힌 것을 후회하게
Let's do
되리라.
something like this.
무사히 돌아올 수 있으면 좋니.
But yeah, I mean,
다들 이쪽으로 와.
even with the extra movement speed, those things are smoothing for sure, but
지금부터 싸움이 바리돌림이지.
I think you'll be fine. Let's see, but we don't have that much block here. Maybe do something like this.
만일을 위해서 한 번 더 묻는데 아름다운 이것은
More capybaras.
힘.
I guess that's the most courage.
다음에는 힐치오의 비행 추진 장치를 달아볼까? 실력 발휘해볼까?
But yeah, video games are easy if you just use meta.
뭐 제일 가스펠 로크.
I guess we also won the Vang,
자가루치 확 제거 확인.
and then we place us Myrtle. Where do we Vang? I guess we Vang like this.
한 전체를 봐라. 승패는 한 곳에서 결정나지 않는다.
가장 위험한 전장을
Yeah, so welcome to my meta squad.
결말은 정해졌다. 그러나
I don't think anybody is gonna
그것은 아직
walk through
애담지
this.
못하고 있어.
I'm banging my little shit. Now you're finally playing Arknights.
또 대기. 아니 이거 칸이 아니었잖아. 못했어. 야!
Imagine enemies. There is something funny to me of not even really seeing the enemies spawn in.
박사, 타이어가 지면품에 끼어버린 것 같아. 좀 도와줄래? 자, 손 좀.
But we will help Lemon, don't worry.
타이어? 진작에 뺐지.
Wait, no after story, huh? Interesting. I mean, I do want to look. Wait, huh? How does I see? A Cool Twink machine attack speed is significantly increased, or Cool Twink machine HP significantly increased. I mean, increasing the HP doesn't matter. All tiles on the map are no longer available for deployment or new enemies. Let's try the spawns, but I guess it's kinda neat. Especially since this does not use any sanity to do that. Okay, I like this. Let's go. Have extra gameplay for once. Not sure if we're gonna do it for all the stages like right now. This is probably gonna delay me going to the main story. But it seems interesting. It's basically a little bit of like CC, right? That you Okay, it's not like you have that many options.
3군에 명한다. 출정
Okay.
시간이다.
It actually does interfere a little bit with what I deployed.
전황은 명확하다. 결단을 내.
이건 폭력에 의한 배척을 목적으로 하는 싸움이 아니야.
But yeah, you know, that is like getting more gameplay out of the stage you've already made enemies.
오늘도 잘
So I support it. Probably still want. We still want you here.
적소 발동.
우연히도 내 놈들은 정토를 더럽힌 것을 후회하게 되리라.
Maybe we. I feel like this is the side that gets more enemies anyways. Guess we're saving the Dragon for when they actually rush me.
우연히도 모든 것을 묻어버리기를 기다리도록
Healing
하시.
could still be neat. I guess we do put it down like this.
무사히 돌아올 수 있으면 좋겠니? 와, 사과야?
Guess we could have you like this. That's still not too bad.
말하기 좀 그런데
Back on.
세워야 할 땐 세워야 하느니.
Oh yeah, this might probably be very interesting. Wonder if even the hell stages will have stuff like that. Not like I normally do hell stages, but yeah. Do we just wang it here? Wang had it kinda under control. Was?
한 전체를 봐라.
주문은 제어가 필요하고 그건 전부 마찬가지다.
우연히도 어른과 노이 여기서
Got
패배를
fucking
인정.
trapped on.
아직 꼴사납지는 않겠지.
Guess I cannot really put it on the enemies since it's not in his range, but good enough.
다들 이쪽으로 와.
I think we're still winning this video game.
비행 추진 장치.
내 놈들은 정토를 어른과 노이 녹아
I,
사라지.
it is kinda nice to see Hoshi and Chen together though.
내가 사수하겠다.
이도리미치. 지금은 그딴 거 아무래도 상관없어. 무장소지.
Man, I feel like we're making those video games just too easy.
저기 왔어.
So I seeing X and Lemon together. Okay, true. I'm just used to seeing them together. They were my Kirby's for sure.
Mission accomplished.
그때랑 똑같다고?
Let's go. More simulation score.
이번엔 박사의 명령에 따라서
Murder
하는
with Rat.
겁니다.
Everybody loves Murder and Rat. No, that is my combo for sure. But yeah, honestly, I guess I will see when we actually do make all of this harder gameplay. But it could also be nice to see for a stream then. But yeah, I do like the system. It's not like okay, it's a few original. Nothing too fancy. I mean, I guess it's all basically getting the hell stage is already original rock, right? Actually, probably two. How do you measure the depths of an abyss? The answer and your own life hang on the same thread. Actually, let me do a quick 3-minute fix. I can go grab more to think. I have been reading a lot. But actually, I will slightly spoil myself. How many stages does this have? I'm curious. Arknights. Chapter 15. Episode 15. 21. Okay, yeah, that is basically normal chapter length for what they've done the last few chapters, kinda-ish. Yeah, be right back. Time to see the happy slice of life. Nothing bad would happen. I myself increase movement speed again. Right. I mean, this will be so straightforward. It has a bit since last time I just see Twon. That's a Twon. I remember English words in my brain. But it has been. I mean, I should have much ranged units, so it really shouldn't matter. Oop. Actually, and don't. I mean, I guess we only saw it 2 enemy times. And they don't have even mechanics. That is cute though. Man, I have a friend that is actually playing 2 Arknights, in part because like me and Ark started playing Arknights, and he had like played Arknights in the past. I'm not sure. I don't think he made it to this chapter yet. I don't think, but he loves capybaras, so he is gonna love the shit. Wait, no story? Okay, we are getting tweeted to even more gameplay. Wait, I clicked the wrong. Fuck me, I clicked the wrong. I see, that makes sense why there's no story. I'm so smart, baby. Right, nobody saw that, luckily.
나는 오히려 전체 국면에 눈을 돌려야 한다.
That is the one I need to click. No story? That makes it funnier somehow. At least in my brain. Worry free cargo helper.
폭력에 의한
Self-destructs when there is an
목적으로
operator nearby, dealing heavy arts damage to surrounding units. So I guess either I can just plop Project Red in there to self-sacrifice or shoot it from a range. That's interesting possibilities. I assume the next tile would be in danger. Right. You know my brain that deployment strategy when in doubt. Yeah, maybe. Like, in a sense, I would even prefer you to have you further ahead. Actually, we can just kill you with a few more slashes. Actually, we could also probably have just plopped down Project Red there for like one very great. I feel like this is just nice. But in that regard, maybe start with you.
경건하게 기도하십시오.
Also, fuck it, let's blow you up.
서둘러.
What's that? Huh, I didn't even kill her. Weak source.
결단을 내려라.
다들 이쪽으로 와.
Okay, but you do send those drones, okay. Okay.
만유를 위해서 한 번 더 묻는데 아름다운 인간 세상이랑 지우 베르스 데오 볼렌테. 야, 눈 크게 뜨고 있으려는 노력을 해볼게.
Guess I can maybe... I guess I need to figure out in my brain where I automatically would put down ranks.
마시고 되게 맛있어.
You can just hold like this lane down here, I guess.
모두
I mean, he still works even if the stuff is not in his like skill 3 range, but you know, it's a lot better if it
여기서
is.
패배를 인정하면 아직 꼴사납지는 않겠지.
와, 어머 다들 이쪽으로 와.
Perhaps. Might as well put you down here.
휠체어로는 철골 위에서 드리프트를 못할 거라고?
Please murder.
잠들 뻔했네.
가장 위험한 전장은 어디지? 내가 사수하겠다.
I guess we could put down just the Locust. I feel like we don't really need more blockers with what they're sending. But we can also wait. But yeah, I think it was also like for the second story arc that
지금부터
for the first chapter the difficulty was like very low at the start again, since I guess I don't, it feels insane that as a newest player I guess you can like skip here. It like immediately spoiled the ending of the second story arc. But yeah. I mean, I do get for like long running games, people really want to catch up and go like, I want to play what is new. I mean, I'm partly doing this too, but so yeah, there could be other games where you need to spend like 200 hours to get to the current gameplay, which also might not be the best. But hey, it's Fisten. I did still not read Fisten's entry, but I assume we just put Fisten into this machine. Closure. I have the right to refuse the data module inspections and upgrades you're proposing. I will not be treated like Thermax and Lancer 2. Know very well that I am different from my colleagues. Ooh, new closure outfit. That's cute. Relax. I'm not trying to trick you into a module upgrade this time. Then please restore the power supply to my mobility module. Restricting respected scholars' personal freedom is really unbecoming behavior. Take a look at the expression doodle on my faceplate. It indicates how I feel. Aww. Angry. You know what? I love my first stomach. We do love seeing the belly. I mean, it's also kind of cute miniskirt. It's not the most technician outfit, I feel like, but it is cute. This won't take too much time. Justice Knight is already lined up waiting at the entrance. Mr. Fishton, I guarantee this maintenance will be quick. Alright, there we are. Why did this sound like you are hammering just something into him? You've blocked me from accessing PRTS data. Blocked you? No, I just disconnected you from PRTS, to be more precise. I assume that's going to be relevant. I physically removed the reception module. Looks like that went well enough, but there would be some irreparable failures. I do love Hurston's expressions. You just did that without any sort of planning. Well, what do you feel now, Mr. Fisten? I recorded the entire experiment, violated protocol, and be discussing your negligence with Calcid shortly. Not to mention, your reckless disregard for my life. She'll hear about that too. Mr. Fisten, please do one more self-check, and to be certain, you're not getting any transmissions from PRTS. Huh? You should just be thankful nothing went wrong. I checked and I indeed cannot connect to PRTS any longer. It's like I have blurred vision. It's a very subtle feeling, and I don't like it one bit. Perfect! And we can talk, Mr. Fiston. I wanted to disconnect all the retrofitted observation platforms from PRTS. Would there be a safer way to do that? I refuse to speculate about such dangerous work. It would be no different than killing all of my precious colleagues. What if we had no other choice? Please tell me what might cause you to draw such a conclusion. Well, I've heard some spoilers of the future, so I guess, yeah. Have you discovered something? Crusher, can you determine the root cause of the last 3 PRTS operation errors? Logs show that most of the errors were caused by human error, operational mistakes made by team members. This again? Either way, backup systems are being deployed as quickly as possible. Spoilers? Are we concerned? I mean, I do kinda know what is happening in this chapter, not gonna lie. At least roughly. I don't know exactly why, but sadly, I've been playing this game for like 10 months, and I was on social media. To be fair, I guess I also kinda know some spoilers for the new IS. Me too. Okay, you played it too, though. The framework for independent internal command system has been upgraded as per Calceat's suggestions. I've named it Suit. I love my suit. Temporary admin permissions have been given to the Doctor, Calceat, and Amir. And me, of course. A lot of the ideas I had when I first designed the system feel a bit outdated now. I really wanted to scrap it and start over, but Calceat shut down that application. We don't have much time left. Let me seamlessly switch to the new terminal command system. I'm still working on that. We still have no way to replace PRTS' current role in Woods Island's daily operations. Much of our medical data and resource allocation calculations still rely on PRTS. But the biggest issue I'm facing is how to construct a data center and energy hub reliable enough to support a new command system. Nothing comes close to what PRTS can do here, even while handling the massive high-precision computations Woods Island requires. It still has power to spare. Unfortunately, I still can't make sense of PRTS' underlying logic. Even Suit, which completely mimics its design, keeps throwing errors in weird places you wouldn't think of. What if he used Amanam? You know what if he just used this walk? Crusher, have you viewed the comments he added to my report? And if you read the outlined in response? According to the castle office logs and experimental results, there's, at least in theory, a possibility that Amnam could function as a data center and energy hub. But we still aren't totally familiar with Amnam. It's not like we haven't learned anything from all this. You turn to walk. At least we verified that there's a possibility of using Amnam for super long-range communications and data transfers. Yippee! We bringing just the internet to Terra. Even though she'd been informed in advance, Visitor was still freaked out when your greeting showed up out of nowhere. Visitor mentioned. The operators who went to assist Castle have decided in alright. Everyone was surprised when they first got there. Assumed the city would be in worse shape. They found their footing quickly. When time came for midnight and need to head back, it was hard to say goodbye to the new friends he'd made. Doctor, you really have to keep sending people out to the various branch offices. Never seen the ship as deserted as it's now. Aw, Crusher's lonely. We've come to a mutual understanding, Crusher. We're sending more personnel to the regional offices partly to reduce the number of people at risk in the event of an accident aboard the ship, and partly to ensure those offices can respond more effectively when needed. I know that, of course. I'm just not used to having to say goodbye to friends all of a sudden. I don't know when it started, but my schedule is packed with farewell dinners now. Once the risks aboard the ship are cleared, it will be up to you to decide when the operators return. If everyone is here, then we'll start the meeting. Also, don't forget to delete the voice recordings and data logs from today. Wipe them from PRTS. From here on out, every decision we make will shape the future of Void's Island. We've reached a consensus. If we want to guarantee the safety of Void's Island's people and assets, there's certain decisions we can't avoid any longer. Simplify the ship's structure. Yes, we need to segregate Void's Island's important resources and have the personnel stationed on the ship settle in. This will help ease the concerns of those stationed on the ship, while also improving everyone's response time in the event of an emergency. I still have some questions, Calcite. This means we have to dismantle the vast majority of the ship's structure. Dr. Calcite, did you accelerate Void's Island's defense spending only because of Peter's recent irregularities? The recent irregularities have made one thing clear. Doctor's X is still in it. PTS is slowly spiraling out of control. And as time goes on, this will only accelerate. However, PRTS is only Void's Island's terminal control system. It's no longer in our control. Who is it taking orders from? You heard about internal threats. Yeah, the possibility has always existed. Man, imagine if someone like Void's Island or Babel would get betrayed from the inside. Could never happen. I trust you, Dr. Calcite. What a headache. What do you think, Doctor? I trust Calcite's judgment. Should I have already rehearsed hundreds of contingency plans? Contingency contract mentioned? Okay, then what can I do, Calcite? You've already played a big role in the ship's reconstruction. Mechanical structures connecting the different core areas have been almost completely replaced with cyclic hydrocarbon prefabricated materials over the past 5 years, which can support a certain degree of modular disassembly. A certain degree? Don't worry. Power systems on the lower deck and the uppermost deck cannot be separated for now. Why would you trust Calcite's judgment? She's so stupid, excuse me? She's like the second smartest person on this land ship. Or maybe third smartest. When Void's Island was first excavated, limitations of available technology and other constraints prevented us from restoring it to its ideal condition. It wasn't until 7 years ago, when Krosh and I drafted the blueprints for the restoration, that we discovered it would be very hard to modify Void's Island's structure. I'm pleasantly surprised that we've managed to do as much as we did. The catastrophe warning system and the medical center are particularly crucial modules. Both involve technologies that are not yet ready to disclose and are also the hardest to deploy. Columbia? We have a close working relationship with Vinelab. Appointing them to take care of the warning system and medical center was an obvious choice. Right after... Exactly. But Mark Max has long maintained a high level of interest in Void's Island. And I can predict how the president of Columbia will view the collaboration between our two companies. He loves it. In addition, the situation in Tomorrow is still complicated. I'm afraid that Vinelab might not be able to shield itself from the fallout. I know what she's referencing! Yippee! I have an idea. Aegir. Now I don't know what she's referencing. It's sure. Looking at all of the factors, this is the best choice we can make. We'll personally communicate with the Inquisition and Aegir personnel to ensure the safe survival of our own personnel and assets. Most of our patients have now been temporarily placed in treatment facilities in various offices along with reinforcements. All that is left is for the remaining patients to be transferred to Aegir once the medical center is operational again. Leave this matter to me. The support vehicle for long-distance patient transport is already packed and ready to go. As for the transfer arrangements for logistics and engineering, I talked it over with my people. Everyone was enthusiastic about temporarily moving to Castle. Many of them are old friends who stuck with us back then. Returning to Castle means a lot to them. Yes, I talked to Visitor before leaving Castle. Babel will assign personnel to escort both our people and our key assets throughout the entire journey. We'll be flying the banners of Babel and the military commission. Mercenaries won't dare try anything. And then there's our mining module. Long time ago, I purchased a semi-decommissioned mining ship from Wim Billington, vested it under Woods Island's name. You know, just an investment and money laundering scheme. The ship's mining module can now be legally transferred to the new mining vessel to continue operations in Wim Billington. At the same time, I placed an order on the market to buy the mining module. To hide your tracks? Making any major changes in the short term is sure to attract attention, especially from our rivals, who will use the opportunity to use them against us. While calling it a refitted upgrade may be something most factions will accept, anybody with their own plans, and once watching us more closely, won't be fooled. We need a few more sophisticated explanations. Stopped in Syracuse to resupply before returning to the ship. I visited Vigil and Penance in Nura Wilsini. I mean, I got Penance for my pulse. She's probably cool. They helped me dig into the current state of affairs in Nura Wilsini. As long as the Famigelli are not publicly pressuring Nura Wilsini, City Hall will be able to protect us. I propose inserting a business department. What? Do I always have to read Nora Wilsini? I feel like I'm mispronouncing it, but she keeps saying it every sentence now. By means of investment. Establishing a cooperative relationship with City Hall will counter both overt and covert maneuvers on competing companies. Doctor, what do you think? I love your funny words, magic child. We can build a backup warehouse in Nora Wilsini as well. The logistics system of Nora Wilsini has changed a lot in the past year. The port's cargo throughput is extremely impressive. With City Hall's cooperation, it would be easier for us to consider transportation and storage of important assets. What's the problem? I know, maybe it's a nice place, I think. If you say so, I trust you. Doctor, let me handle coordination for the rest of the support facilities. There's one last painful task on the list. If I were to live in Syracuse, that's the place I'd want to live. But do they have good pizza? Everyone looks at the blueprints spread out in front of them as the command center falls silent. This is garbage. Who would do this? This is the key to everything we're doing. As it points a region in the center of the blueprints. Abyss. Made in Abyss? It's time to see children suffer? Abyss. Is this redacted because I'm seeing that basically through the lens of PRTS? Or do they have just this fucking scramble on the blueprint? But I do love Funking Amir. On the blueprint, a new area has been added to what was once a blank space in the central section of the mid-deck. Abyss. Calcit has never told you what this abyss really means. But you still have a vague feeling that this area marked on the blueprint, this area that has never been recorded by PRTS, is inextricably linked to you. A long time has passed since it was last opened. All of Doctor's memories. The nice award he got at second grade for winning the spelling bee. His first plushie, stuff like that. Even back then, when I had to get close to that place to bring back someone important, I didn't dare go near the deeper part, one that has been sealed away all this time. However, is that a Hollow Knight reference? Yes, man, I still need to play Silksong. Oh, now that I'm not even sure what kind of changes have happened in there. So as I said, the PRTS abnormalities have a specific cause, and the Abyss must be involved somehow. How do you think we should deal with this section, Dr. Leiber? I need to go there and investigate. Dr. Calcit, I can go with... I think the doctor there myself, Amir. Rosha, I need you to make sure the surrounding areas are completely cleared out. Set up the first isolation zone around the abyss itself, the second within 1 kilometer of the ship. What could go wrong? Ascalon, the lead operators, will stay aboard on standby. Need all other personnel on board to temporarily leave the ship and prepare for countermeasures. Amir, you and Closure must leave temporarily as well. Be prepared to activate our contingency plans any time to deal with unexpected situations. How long do we have? A mass migration like this would be hard to get done in this short period of time. 15 days. During this period, you need to complete a full body data scan and comparative analysis, Dr. Liver. And get it done. Dr. Calcite, what is actually in the abyss anyway? The beginning of everything and the end of everything. I love vague posting, Calcite. Calcite, I want to go to the abyss and see for myself. Calcite seems to know why you want to do this and gives a slight nod. Alright, but please keep in mind, until we are fully prepared, we can conduct preliminary explorations on the periphery. I'll be careful, I will look at the cube from a distance. Or I guess that's where all the recordings are from. We can't go any deeper. I can't tell if getting closer to the core area of the abyss will cause some unexpected changes. There's still some distance from the actual abyss. I also don't have permission to open the way to the abyss. Is only the doctor allowed to do that? Or is there a cat? I don't see a cat. So if I don't see the cat is not real. I'm still trying to put, but to this point, I've made very little progress. So you're saying this is where I first woke up on Terra? Basically, yes, but the installation is a bit more complicated than that. I see. Does she count as a cat? But you are right. Does coming here bring back any specific memories? Is this some sort of test? She shakes her head. I also wonder how many lines are actually different for doing the questionary thing. Would it already be branching? Would Calcite be talking a different line and go like Lamau? Just want to confirm that you're in good health. After withdrawing from Londinium, operations in Promors and Milarium inevitably force us to confront the history of this land. And your history. In the original Simulated universe, I caught a glimpse of my mission. It's later, I see. Aww. It's Doctor saying goodbye to Favisa. The last time they could be happy. The savior of this land. The destroyer of this land. Let's see it. I cannot avoid it, nor do I have any reason to. Doctor, I stopped questioning you so long ago. It's the only reason we are here now. I mean, I guess it could make sense that it's later too. Let's see, I have a theory about the true nature of the abyss. Is Priestess here? Yeah, I know. I don't know. I have just the spider senses tingling that Priestess might be relevant for this chapter for no reason. This is why you chose to leave Amir and Closure out of this conversation. After all, I don't fully understand it yet either. Yes, but we would have had to prepare for it anyway, sooner or later. Amir's still young, but every new trial we face helps her mature a little bit as a leader. We can always rely on Closure's knowledge and skill. She's taking more responsibility over Woods Island as well. They're all worthy of your trust and reliance. She will stand by your side for a long time to come. This is a funny option to click, I think, and so will you. But right now, we need to figure out what exactly is happening to PRTS. You know, knowing what's gonna happen, there's only a little bit of foreshadowing happening for sure. Our experience in a cinematic universe left us with many unanswered questions, ever since Vervisa and Vervisa's joined forces to seize the First Division. I felt uneasy about what's to come. Perhaps she had already awakened when Ananam arrived. Eh? But it was 3 years ago. Can't be completely certain. It's very likely that Vervisa's used some method I cannot trace to cut off the control of the Originum. The delayed her arrival? I'm afraid delayed is not the most apt description for it. Nonetheless, I must admit that he did something I never imagined he'd do. Objectively speaking, he bought us more time. However, we will eventually awaken from our beautiful dream. Sounds like we have to open the abyss. Indeed, after all, PTS is still operational to this day. Its core server and power sources are buried within the depths of the abyss. We can't touch them or analyze them. We can never be too cautious when dealing with such an unknown space. I'll share everything I currently know about it with everyone involved in the operation. Can I help you with anything? No, for the version of you that exists now. Even approaching these hazy fragments of the past takes a heavy toll. Right now, I have no way to help you shoulder that burden. Doctor got this. They're strong. Go help Amia and the others. Leave the abyss to me. If you choose to trust me, that is. Of course. Just want you to know. I'm not alone here, Kal'Tsit. Thank you for your concern, Lyra. I understand. Visitor Kal'Tsit. Hello, Kal'Tsit. We meet again. You look like you need my help. I do. Research for technical document keyword Slumber Bridge. You're still there. I'm here. Sorry, Kal'Tsit. Sorry, Dave. I cannot allow this. I still can't output the answer you're looking for. You have crossed the line. I know. We need it, Vervisa. The evolution rate of Earth is accelerating, and the threat from Originum is increasing. Silent must find a more effective method to respond to it. Why the tip Vervisa? But I mean, I assume this would just be Visa's PhD. I get what you're saying, but I cannot provide what you're asking for, as your request violates the underlying logic of DWDB221E. But I do have a way to circumvent its limits, Kal'Tsit. Deep dive. We're going to the promised land. Universe? Deep dive? What you're saying and what I've seen, it's all beyond my imagination. I have just far too many questions or opinions about this kingdom, but language yours cannot describe, mine cannot explain. Commonality, thought, existence, heck your thought, heck your language. Thought is language. Man, kinda shares a lot of themes with like the mini song they made for the concert. That is a banger. I enjoy listening to that. Follow me. Honestly, the whole concert seemed like a banger. I not really watched all of it, but I watched some of it. The gambling soundtrack also just goes hard. Massive instrument instantly catches the Cortus's attention. The vision swims, the instrument distorts, the light enter consciousness. With the Cortus, it sometimes appears to spin faster than your eye can follow. Other times it appears completely still. No, it still appears to be moving. Very slowly. Very slowly. He stops, looking directly at the device that seems capable of devouring her consciousness. Yet she still can stop herself from falling over. The ice-cold co-traveler catches her. Out. Resonance. Accepted. Forsake. Resistance. Hear yourself. That's death. The countess instantly hears several different tones at once. There's several foreign languages you can identify. Bilitonian, Ursine, Standard Victorian and Gaulish, which she's only ever heard spoken by the clergy, but which she has above all else is a strange language she never heard before. A language made up of tones. The language of our gods. But somehow she understands what the strange tones mean. Death. Me. I can understand you, how your language got hacked. Thoughts can be anchored and words can be deciphered. Language is a tool, a right and one of the key elements that help shape our existence. And Satyr is one of the greatest inventions of our time. If we erase the barriers of language. I mean, that feels like just straight up sci-fi, but with all the other stuff we have, why not? We've bridged the gaps between civilizations. It's simple. An anchor for thought. The meta script that deciphers all known languages. A tool for interpreting unknown languages. Death. That is the language that, up until now, we have thought the most about here there. Man, this just gotta teach me all the destiny shapes. Incarnation. That's how you all communicate. Communicating via voice is inefficient. However, it's very intriguing and a good way to express emotion. Many still stubbornly hold on this tradition, deepening their emotional bonds with one another. I don't really understand you. Can you tell me where we are right now? A ship that salvages death from the grave. We seek answers to the ultimate question among the wounds illuminated by light, before the same destructions befalls us. Before death befalls us. Eh? The place you have visited, its master calls it Woods Island. Do we finally get to know why Woods Island is called Woods Island? The countess is confused. She's no longer confused by the strangeness of her surroundings. She's perplexed by a different question. How can a god die? I feel like most common ways to die as a god is just getting killed by your children looking at mythology.
눈보라를 두른 천사들이여, 비루에 오를 시간입니다.
A tutorial. Mechanics. I know. Yippee! I guess they always have like 2 levels of simulation, but with the cargo helper HP increased, or the attack increased. Yeah, but let's do main story for now. We can go back to that at some point. Every time the streamer says we can come back to it. I hope you as a viewer understand. I'm like mostly lying to myself to feel better about myself, and I don't want to mislead the viewer. But we'll be back in like 6 months to actually do the stages or something. After all, enemies do not always come from the outside. Wait, that's what I did. No, that's not what I did. That's just a tutorial thing. ETS deploys enemies and weakening nodes and activates weakening nodes. Uses opposing forces death and res after activation. Interesting. I love when they come inside. That is a big rock. And that is a Wumpus. Is that Maiden Cyber lost again? Watch out for the original on it. Don't let it get close.
이거면 됐어.
Oh no, it's an infected robot. Stop, Maiden Cyber. Don't go any further.
움직이지 마.
Man, I'm so good at video games. I'm getting strange comments from the terminal's combat interface. Same here. What does strange symbol mean? I can't wait for having this as my mouse cursor when we get a fucking PC port in like... Okay, it's like less... It's like still so many. It's still like what? It's still like... When is it? I think it's still like... 3 weeks? 4 weeks till we get a PC port? Man. PT's process reset. Threat detected. Identifying target. Notification complete. Begin combat deployment. Prepare to eliminate threat. Okay. Rude. Stop tracking things. That's my job. Hey. How did this maiden cyber get here? Instructor Doberman. Man. I can't believe this game was just to add... I cannot speak English. To these sprites all along. It's just funny that is the moment it stopped. Something's not right. I'm calling for backup. Be careful.
절대 용서 못해.
That's rude. You cannot just track things there. Wonder if you could block the placements or something like that. We're getting attacked by the twink machines? Where's enemies from here? What's the situation there, Instructor Doberman? You notice that PTS has been doing a lot of dangerous things without authorization. Intel indicates that PTS is bypassing permission, deploying enemies to marked locations directly. The game is 3D. Monsters there. Man, you're falling for the lies. But we can stop it by deploying our own operators at those locations in advance like this. I'm so smart. I've entered the game mechanics. I'm proud of myself. I played video games before. Look at you, stupid PTS. I've had target identified. Modifying command. Reassessment complete. Okay. Thank you. PTS, there's something in front of me. Is it charging up? This is fine, probably weakening. When activated by PTS, lowers defense in the surrounding operators. So I guess it would be just next tile, or is it, I guess maybe 8 tiles around. You can consume 10 DP to activate it and lower... Okay. Oh man, having Silver Ash will go wild on this. I mean, I guess Closure would also go wild on this once we get Closure in like... Probably like 2 months? 2 months. I wanna press button. Charging complete. PTS is activating it. It's a weakening node. When activated by PTS, it weakens all operators around it while it remains active. But it can also activate it first to weaken the enemy. Those have a larger duration that way. Neat. Costs CP to activate, so we'll have to be flexible about our approach. Should it be like 3? I mean, from my understanding, it should... I think from my understanding it should be like late September, but it might also just be October. Something like that. Actually, what does the tracker say at this point of presumed date for us? Okay, I guess they have it like at the direct start of October. Well, yes, something like that. I pressed the button. I'm great at video games. Eliminate all the remaining enemies.
여러분,
My,
감염원으로 보이는 것은
I was
절대 닿지 않게
never
해주세요.
bad at video games than this. Do I?
터지지 않을 거예요.
I think I still want this.
듣고 있어.
I can do this.
무슨 일은 없어?
있지?
Look at you, hand. Silly hand.
여기에 당신이 무슨 생각하는지 전부
I
알고
have
있어.
mastered the video game.
노력이란 걸 하면 머리가 텅 빈 녀석이라도 도움이 될 수 있다.
Honestly, thank you. Thank you. You are so right. As a fellow idiot, I can approve of this. I think we can probably, hopefully do this still. I guess I can go slightly over. I do want to play some Destiny later tonight. I also still need to talk with my family about some stuff. All but fragments written down in that endless book of cacophonies. Actually, what was the modifier? Different enemies will appear, but that is meaningless to me if I don't know the original enemies. More shapes to learn. Time. You asked me why the first language I shared with you after our thoughts associated was death. I really don't know either. Probably was the last thing on your mind. I board a strange colossal vessel called Wits Island. The Cortez can barely feel the passage of time. Makes her uneasy. Ever since the day she became infected, time has meant everything to her. Time will bring her death, and perhaps liberation. I mean, you know, you won't be sick once you're dead. It's that easy. However, the beings who dwell in this strange place, yet deny their gods, seem utterly indifferent to it. Maybe it's because I've never been afraid of dying. Death is nothing more than a passage to a new environment. Pessimist. That's how they would describe you in your own language, yes. A pessimist? I don't think so. Countess blurted out, and regrets it just a little. I agreed with many of the clergy's arguments back during those debates, but now that she's here, I still need to think in those terms. Does she really care about everything she experienced before the collapse? After all, even time has forsaken her now. I would say it's still relevant, probably. I once worked in a mine that seemed to be endless, and then I got sick. To maintain efficiency, the overseer would kill or drive off any bothersome Iridium slugs. Iridium slugs? A mine? What the hell are you speaking about, Jesse? Yes, those Iridium slugs are even weaker than me. And the mines were once my home. But the overseer didn't expect that the kindest worker in the mine was secretly feeding and caring for the Iridium slugs they were trying to drive away, which only drew more of them into the mine. It's counterproductive. Eventually, the slugs disrupted the mine's foundation, leading to a collapse. But you survived. The slugs' equations fed me. That... You know, my respect that you survived. I guess the French would also be able to survive that. In such a harsh environment, many of them lived short lives, yet new ones kept being born. They gave me strength. Minus Iridium slugs and yourself. This story ignores the death of terror, Heda. You do not treasure your terror. That's not true at all. Our language, terror bless us, is a face that invokes something almost divine. You still have a very limited definition of life. I don't understand. You show me so many individuals, each starkly distinct from the next. You all feel love and hate just as we do, and yet are still vastly different from each other. Distinguishing death from the grave, we live united by a purpose that I can't understand. They just love keeping track of the whole universe. But why have I come here? The Countess ponders this question. Very easy, because you were infected with Orpathy, so now all your data is in the Rock. Welcome to your new home, the Rock. But her intuition tells her the answer lies with the person who just extended a hand to her. Looks out the porthole. at the top of the cabin into the cold, silent, endless expanse of space. Also, I guess we don't really see her arm in this sprite with the new outfit, but it kinda does look like that the Cancer Walk is basically gone, right? The light from the distant giant sphere once again passes over that planet, piercing the Countess's eyes. However, despite her blurry vision, he spots a small silhouette within the light. There's someone out there in deep space? Is that the one I'm looking for? Someone out in the depths of space seems to hear the Countess's voice. A shadow within the light steers ever so slightly. You're looking for me? One circle, two circles, little dots are spinning in the darkness. Accelerating, coming closer and closer. They rip a hole in the darkness, and a bright blazing beam of light shines through. I extend my arms to them, face them. Core body temperature's elevated. Nerve blocker has already been administered. Body temperature rising rapidly. Prepare to administer muscle relaxant and replenish blood volume. Repeat the medication again and let's start operation. Dr. Verfahren? That door's off again. Maybe I'm just really exhausted. Don't try and speak now. Your foot is badly injured. You feel like you want to sleep? That means you're dying. Yes, I had a long dream. You didn't feel any other discomfort. No. It's something happened just now, Dr. Verfahren. Nothing major. Did you dream about anything special? Anything special? That's hard to say. My dreams, there were balls of mud spinning around each other on black velvet. You know, as one does dream about. They're now big. Now small. One moment they were smaller than children's marbles, next larger than the whole of Victoria. Someone picked them up and flung them back out, stars smashing into each other and bursting like fireworks. The whole time, I didn't hear a sound. Anything else? I also saw threads, touching from one ball of mud to another, each one made of light, and on every thread there were people, running outward, racing along the light. Am I supposed to read anything out of her dream here, or should I just go look at her being crazy? I followed them. I ran to a wide patch of earth. It was completely empty. Save for a single stone tablet standing there. Stone tablet? What was written on it? Nothing, Dr. Verfahren. That's when I woke up. What a strange dream, but then again, you remember it quite clearly, which means your brain's memory module is still functioning properly. The more clearly you remember your dream, the closer you were to waking up when you dreamed it. As I see it, the fact that you were able to remember your dream is a very good thing. See, I haven't seen Dr. Touch today. She has other matters to attend to. Somebody needed her in Stronghold Protocol. Told me to give her this to you. Look. Huh? The spring, the gears, the hands, all the parts that make up a clock. Decided it would help relieve your stress. Dr. Verfahren, is Woods Island in some kind of trouble again? No, but also yes. But it's confidential. You wanna sign an NDA? Little one, you've come to the wrong place. Me. It seems like closer failed to examine your program modules. Little one, this item here should definitely not be on your maintenance list. The Goliath lifted gently and examined it cursory in his hands. Me. What a huge change, and it was empty when Her Highness left. And now there are so many interesting people and things here, right? That's life. Ascalon. Tell them not to worry. I'll take care of the mobility layer. Okay. Ascalon, you seem in poorer spirits than you were when you returned from Victoria. What about all the people working under you? All gone. They have been dispatched to create the isolation zone outside the ship. Remaining on the ship, and that's sufficient. Old Island does indeed need a plate that moves through the darkness, but it doesn't mean that you need to consciously remain silent. You can say hi, that's a polite thing to do. Come chat with me when you have time. I have liquor here. Let's go, we can get hammered. Besides, I want you to tell me about Theresis. I witnessed the beginning of the heroic epic, and you witnessed its end. What we saw was very different. Okay, well, but honestly I would still love to see the Thesis and Theresa, like, start of their legends, you know, that they became so important to the Sarkas. But I didn't really see that. Do you remember him? I mean, I guess I do not remember him specifically, no. I do remember, like, some Sarkas keep working on Old Island shit, but not really. I will convey your thoughts to the Doctor and Amir when they have time. The Goliath places BP in front of the exit passage. Stop wandering around. He wasn't Virgilio. Makes sense then. Virgilio was so long, man. Virgilio was so long ago. Mobility layer is dangerous. Don't underestimate what high concentrations of Iridium can do to someone like you. I'll keep my eye on the work here, and that will be enough. Meep. Dame Calcite, what could have gotten you this tense? KTS operation record confidential. Escort catastrophe warning system. No! Why would they do this? I cannot feed that trick. Hey, it's Mechanists. We soon get him. Escort catastrophe warning system medical center core components. Executor confidential Mechanist Locus Radian. Man, that's a stacked lineup. Contact records erased. Situation that normal. Enemy weapons technology exceeds mission parameters. Risk of exposure present. Possible enemy signal detection capability. Shutting down drone transmission temporarily. Lucas, I'm counting on you for the drone's live feed. I'm ready. Circuits. Etched into the rhythm to spoken words, drawn by hands to reveal what the swarm perceives. Lucas' bone pen hovers in the air, automatically transcribing the images recorded by the drone. That's handy. 12 flexible vehicles buried in the sand. 31 armed militants. The 5 sniper nests have already been marked. There seems to be a signal isolation device in the tent, which the scanner cannot penetrate. Here are all goats. I mean, I guess the most I have seen of Mechanist was kinda doing the Rhinelab storyline a little bit, I guess. All are carrying unidentified weapons. Fight level unknown. Further on-site confirmation required. Radian, you're up next. I'm starting the drone recall procedure. In position. Wait a second. Can you see me? The bone pen taps slightly, a soak weaving together the rough outline of a human form. It is her. Look at her smile. She's so happy. She is finally out of the IS. She is free again. Radiant gives a tentative wave to the people watching the feed, and even in floating text, her smile comes through clearly. Is standing by, ready to assist you. It's no problem. In 90 seconds, your drone and I will leave together. On screen, Radian walks into a signal blocking tent, as if no one else is there, and the transmission cuts out. Bzz. Logos. We are ready to launch a full assault at any time. Incantations have already drifted on the wind to the edge of their camp. 10 seconds. 20 seconds. 30 seconds. 2 hours later. Psst. Done. All intel's been transcribed. I'll be back in a sec. It didn't create even a single stir. I overrode the visual signals received by each target's brain. Chances are, all they saw was a mischievous little sand beast slipping into the tent to escape the wind and sand. That is when they get sold by the big sanded beast. They're just by the sucky hole of Slay the Spire 2. I don't know the name of the boss, but you know, you get it. Regulus, how goes it? Did you discover anything while passing the intel reports? Our weapons have had their origins erased and have been modified to suit their operators. Ah. I'm familiar with how it operated. Doctor discussed its rather rare design with me just recently. They are from Aegir. Aegir? But the people who are going to interface with us aren't they also? Regardless, the threat has been cleared. We must not yield to such a threat, allow it to interfere with our equipment transfer. Nor can we create any disruption that could alert the person involved. The matter is of great importance and needs to be resolved quietly. Keta's operation record confidential. Ensure the transfer installation of mining modules. Misery Stormer, I did not see the last name. Sharp. Fair. Contact records erased. There's no way. They're wearing special protective equipment to ward off our physical attacks. This was arranged in advance. They even know our personal layout. Orchid, stay back. They're clearly after our mining module. I guess. I knew I'd end up working overtime again. Did I see Orchid really in the mains? I don't think I really saw Orchid in the story so far. But hey, Orchid Alter is gonna be banging. Spot, support Midnight and Catapult. Obaka, have you called for reinforcements? Yeah, I called already. Orchid, be careful. Futile, as for the others. Orchid is my goat. Okay, Musty, I'm starting to think you don't know what a goat looks like. There's no one else. Where's that sound coming from? You really have prepared well. Unfortunately, you're not quite strong enough to handle arts. Let's go. It's Mantva. She released, like, with the next chapter. I love my hacks. Man, I feel like this year has been good for hacks. Oh, that's not right. It shouldn't be you. Shh. Even your heart has gone silent. I'll deal with the injured. That said, Midnight is getting too worked up again. Orchid, I have to trouble you to deal with him. Reminds me of... Yes. Leave him to me. The doctor guessed correctly. Someone leaked the details of our operations. Wrap this up quickly. Hold a backup mining ship to the nearest nomadic city and get the energy bay patched up. Then return to the ship at once to right any mishaps. Catherine is old as fuck. I mean, vampires, baby. Excuse me. I might be a hack, but older than Ark? Piff, why are you in backup? Pit has told me it would be misery. Did we feed wrong information to PRTS already, or is PRTS trying to fuck with us? He followed a hunch. A last minute change in plans right before departure. Just worried that... I believe in you. Must be store my sharp and such have other plans. We need to inform the rest of our colleagues who are PRTS. No, that's not necessary. If anything goes wrong, resolve the issues as quickly as possible, and then return to defend the ship. Yeah, this operation we called confidential. Escort logistics and engineering department members to Castle. I cannot read in time. Executor confidential. Touch Pith Mantra. Contact Hulderer Ines. Let's go more Hulderer in my main story. How many waves of mercenaries have attacked us already today? This is the 7th wave now. It's also kinda neat to actually see all the Rhodes Island operators do things. You know, since those are kinda the characters a lot of people have. And I guess you can also hype up the elite operators. Will not be too threatening, but it's really strange how many of them have been attacking us every day this past week. We just crossed Castle's border. These guys do not fear death. Remind me of the mercenaries we met in Sargon. Faithless. Mr. V, what's taking you so long? We planned for you to be back by now. I also do need my playable Mr. V. You should know that this place is still quite some distance from the Scar Market. If I knew every shortcut around here, it would still take me some time. What has the investigation revealed so far? For the past 2 weeks, someone's been routing the majority of Scar Market's orders here through a network of outsourcers. There's no way to trace the client. They've covered the tracks well. In other words, it's just bad luck that we ran into these mercs. They're not actively coming to attack us. I'm afraid so. It seems that not all of the worry stock they had before we departed were unfounded. Everyone, there's news from the Sandbees. Another group of mercenaries is shifting towards our position. There's a high chance we'll be engaging them again soon. Miss V, something's not right here. These unending waves of mercenaries don't seem to be trying to harm us. Instead, it's like they're trying to delay us. We can stay here and continue escorting the team, or I can return to the ship now. Don't worry, Fang. Some folks are going to find it harder than they thought to put their schemes into motion. The air is fluctuating. Is that wind? No, is that the Lifeborn? I would love to see it. I mean, it would make sense that I guess Huda would still be kind of in control of it after everything, right? High above the sky, a massive skeleton has emerged, stirring the dust of history and casting a vast shadow below. For many at Rhodes Island, it's the first time seeing the massive skeleton that once appeared during the chaos in Victoria. Okay. It's an unnamed NPC we'll never see again, but also cute. What a sight! While investigating the Scar Market, I took a trip to Castle to meet a few old friends. Let's leave the rest to them. We should go home. I've already silenced all communications in visible range. Engaging now. The weapons counter my gear, but they offer little resistance against your bone whistle and incantations. Far from it. I just don't quite understand the rules of my speech yet. I'm curious about the thought process the Eagers followed in developing such precise weaponry. I kept a few pieces to take back and dismantle. I'll help you study them. Come on, you two. We're carrying out a mission here. There are at least 3 squads waiting in ambush up ahead. We can't take them all on. I'm afraid we can't handle this cleanly and quietly anymore. We need to tell our people to brace for the assault. Yo, was Montes in place? Let's fucking go. Maybe this is where I get more was Montes character development. Hey, the reinforcements the doctor called for are here. Radiant, Mechanist, mark location for us. The bad guy will be there soon. Please? Check your communications devices. I synchronize our location with you. Acknowledged. Wait a moment. Osmontes, didn't we agree I'd rush in first and draw the fire away from you? I control that. Radiant is Y for sure, by the way. Isn't she mommy, basically, though? Finished? I checked the signals in the surrounding area. They've all been cleared out. Who can tell me what this thing really is? What the hell is... Well, I do not would want a handy from this thing. When I tried to self-destruct, I had to use all of my strength to stop it. The people interfacing with us are also Aegis. Why are they attacking our people and equipment? Let Dr. Calcid and Doctor determine that. Ensure that we return to the ship as soon as our personnel and equipment are safely transferred to Clementia. We need to deal with these issues as soon as possible. This is also much older than I would have guessed. How old is she then? I mean, at best I would guess she's like in her mid-20s. Are you telling me she's a hack? There's still other unknown leakers out there. This is the beginning, I'm afraid. This woman is not... Okay, I don't know what they are smoking at Heiberg with, but she's not 40 plus. I mean, I guess she's working out and running around with a chainsaw, but 40 plus? That's strange. Why is PTS responding even slower now? Or is it just my imagination? This isn't white. No, let me check it again. PTS, output all black end logs from the past 2 weeks. No problems here, no problems here either. No problems anywhere. Time to fight. Origin of conflict.
도저히 타겟책이 없을 땐 가장 가혹한 임무를 내게 맡기면 돼.
I mean, it really shouldn't be too bad. I kind of like the style to have for slashing. I do like my tiles for slashing. Murder placement will be our photo.
명확하다.
I guess we would mainly want to block around here then. I guess we can also ignore this tile. But I feel like you are at an awkward moment in life. Hot Twink Machine. Hot Twink Machine that has had its temperature control module disrupted by Witchnam. Superheated Twinks that delivers physical and psychological trauma. Man, imagine us getting tossed a warm soda. I wouldn't want to work for that company, I get it. I could play something there. Maybe just play Sven here. Fuck you. I do love seeing the hands just upset, not gonna lie. Would have also been such a good spot for her though.
경건하게 기도하십시오.
정프를 더럽게 여기서
You also
패배를 인정.
do kinda want maybe
아직
healing.
꼴사납지는 않겠지.
I know Quasi fought. And we probably want I want a lot of things in life.
결단을 내려라. 내 놈들은 정토를 더럽힌 것을 후회하게 되리라.
Maybe do something like
만일을
this.
위해서 한 번 더 묻는데
I'm not sure if you're enough to shoot them down.
지옥의 자슈 애플
You are, that is nice. Do something like this. I guess we can put Hoshiguma there in the future.
노력은 해볼게.
Kinda leads us to the back door that is not healed.
잘못된 길을
Guess we could also put Savia down there.
잘 부탁해.
One day I will have a shoe or something. What if we do this funny prank? I'm not sure if she actually can kill the drones in time. I believe in her.
다음에는 필치 후에 비행 추진 장치를
I mean, this is interesting, like, you can do basically slightly worse positioning than what would be the ideal positioning.
결단을
Or at least
내려라.
how I would position it. Let's not go too far of ourselves. Oh yeah, she cannot do it in time, that's fair. But yeah, you kinda deny enemy placement, so you have to fight less if you commit to that. Like, you will not live, but honestly, I have the DP for this, so it's funny.
사과야, 오늘도 잘 부탁해.
내 놈들은
I,
정토를 더럽힌
I
것을
don't think I even care about this too much. Can I not? Oh, I can just deploy over the
가장
trap. I don't
성가신적은
even...
누구지? 내가 상대해주지.
Okay, Logos, it was nice knowing you.
피안으로 걷는
I wonder how this actually works with having to kill those enemies.
어른과 노니 녹아 사라지되.
Could be slightly annoying to kill all of them off. What if I put a trap there? I love her swinging it. I assumed they would not get triggered. No, I want to science it. Well, that's one way to trigger it, but I don't think the drones would trigger it even.
Mission accomplished.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
답사. 방금 전투기록 데이터 증정.
Yippee!
TV에 쓰고 싶어서.
Yeah, I don't think I have enough time to really do another story node.
멋있잖아.
I guess we can do the harder difficulties of the last two stages and then I end the stream and I can yap a bit, I guess. Right, that's spooky. So that was just this. Actually, maybe let's start with the map I just did, since I know in my blood what happened there for sure. Sniper and guard operators cannot be deployed or cast in special... Huh. Interesting. I mean... I think I do like my casters more. Portals in the map are no longer available for deployment or operator deployment limit reduced by 2. I guess I'd rather take less deployment space. Okay, so sniper and guards are out, which means you are off the team for now. This is where I should use my what. You know what would be neat if you can just quickly, basically, copy this over to another thing or something like that. I guess I need to kinda... But yeah, you are gone. I don't know who I would want. I have an Enos, I guess.
이만한 인원을 모으는 것도 꽤 힘든 일이라고.
I have like a Lapland. Why
어디가
not?
황야구, 어디가 도시려나?
That should be it, yeah. But yeah, I feel like just giving the players the choice is so nice. It makes me actually think, you know, how I want to approach the stage. Thank you.
모두 계산대로다.
We're just gonna do the same fucking thing
우연히도
again.
생각이 일치했군. 내 놈들은 잘못된 길을 의심치도 않았구나.
To be fair, it worked once, why wouldn't it work a second time?
와, 아마터면 사과야. 오늘도 잘 부탁해.
But what if we do this? Honestly, this should... maybe we rank this... Yeah, actually, I'm not sure. This might be worse.
승패는 한 곳에서 결정나지 않는다.
경건하게 기도하십시오.
우연히도
Actually, I cannot put a healer there, is what I not thought about.
여기서 패배를 인정하면 아직 꼴사납지는 않겠지.
But look, I can press the button.
우연히도 생각이 일치했군. 내 놈들은
This seems why, like, but I would want to... Actually, Lapland would also help against those drones. In theory, I can just...
무기라면 너희 눈
I
앞에
probably
있잖아.
will just pop those with
뭘
that.
기다리는 건데?
That seems like... just a nice approach to go at it.
너의 죽음이
It would have been funny. Like, it's insane that, like, the slashes were almost enough to... Wonder if somebody like Crown Slayer would have enough attack to make those slashes even lethal to this. Oh, but I should not have... Okay, that worked out this way.
연민을 모르는 모두가
But yeah, they didn't explode because they were frozen.
잘못된
I'm a
길을
genius.
잘못된 길을 의심치도 않았구나.
I think the damage to those will actually matter. I guess we can put you down.
전진하겠다. 이 정도로 멈출
I
거라
probably should
생각하지
have
마라.
taken care of this. Let's do this.
만유를 위해서 한 번 더 묻는데 아름다운 인간 세상이랑 지옥에 갈
No.
로큰롤.
I'm feeling good about myself. I'm just the best to play ever video games. So you could even have logos like this. Or you press the button. That's rude. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are again? Man. Imagine showing like Wang to like a day one player. Like, imagine on release of Ark Knights, what kind of operators they had back then, and then you show them Wang. Like, who cares?
우연히도 눈이 모든 것을
이쪽으로 와.
And I am the best to ever game. But yeah, let's go.
방금 전투기록 데이터 좀 줘.
I do wonder, I guess you probably would need to do level 2 on every mission to get every reward, right?
나오는 가히 멋있잖아.
Yeah, honestly, this is such... I will keep gushing over this, but this feels like such a good gameplay addition. Like, they didn't even need to modify too much, but it is just more gameplay out of a stage they already made. Imagine if other gacha games could do something like that with their content. Let's increase the attack, I guess. And new enemies appear. Then we switch back. But yeah, overall, I feel like I really like the pacing of this so far. I guess it was nice to also maybe see a bit more of the ending of the Londinium thing. This thing I missed.
동료들과의 연계는 아직 무뎌지지
But
않았다고.
yeah, you know, some nice new mysteries, seeing the Wolf's Island spaceship. You know, what is actually up with what happens after death. I mean, I do know what kind of happens with Wolf's Island, which is sad. By our Wolf's Island.
폭력을 걱정할 필요는 없어. 죽음에는
I
안식처가
think
있으니.
that is just make a third one of those. It really shouldn't be a problem.
전황은 명확하다.
And honestly, I think especially, I mean, that was
후회하게
what was
되리라.
not 6 years in, but like 5 years into the lifespan of the video game or something like that, right? Like, instead of keep introducing only new characters or something like that, then actually
고양이로 생각한 내 놈들은 정부를
introducing,
더럽힌 것을
but not
후회하게 되리라.
introducing, basically reusing now the old established characters and giving them more characterization. That way is so good. I like it. Good video game design.
한 전체를 봐라. 승패는 한
경건하게 기도하십시오. 하이 볼티지 보라지.
I guess Bang
그저 수비력에서
clearly has a slight
패배를
risk of dying because I won't have
아직 꼴
healing on
사납지는
him,
않겠지.
but I think I can live with
돌아올
this.
수 있으면 실력 발휘해볼까?
I'm like not
내
even
놈들은
using my
잘못된
skills
길에
effectively
의심치도
anymore.
않았구나.
I don't. I just press buttons.
휠체어로는 철골 위에서 드리프트를 못할 거라고? 이벤트는 여러 번
I'm just so good
나가봤지만
at video games.
이런 카오스는 본 적도 없다고. 와, 아마터면 잠들 뻔했네.
가장 성가신 적은
But I also like the gimmick a lot. It's very interesting. I mean, so far, stages seem easy, but I'm doing this to myself. I wonder if to keep, probably not keep this up, giving up for the next chapter, but for now it's neat. I guess it's easy to understand, but I think I like a gimmick of a chapter once it basically changes how you play the game. I would say it does succeed in that regard for sure.
지금부터 이벤트는 여러 번 나가봤지만 이런 카오스는 본 적도 없다고.
Drop them down.
내가 말하지.
And I've once again won at video games. Yippee! But yes, I guess we can end the stream here. Was fun. I'm looking forward.
좋아.
Probably
못할
can
목적지가
do
두번 없다니까.
more on Friday? Maybe we can do more on Friday. It would be nice to at least get halfway through with this chapter, I guess, this week. Oh yeah, we will get this cool stuff. That is neat. I mean, getting the skin is neat at least. But yes, thanks for watching and bye bye.